Hey y'all, it's me again, Joey.
Well, ready to let them loose?
Yep, that's it. Let's see if they make us run.
Oh,
Probably so.
yeah, that one tried to get after him, but other than that, what can you expect? I mean, can you blame him? Oh yeah, they're getting after us now. Go, Joey, go!
Hey man!
Hey, man, buddy. I'm gonna get in the truck. You gotta go back and get your camera.
But also, just get as many as you can off the one next to it. Get out.
You gotta move away.
Do that side again. Y'all ready? Let's get started. Hey everybody, how y'all doing? How's my two favorites doing tonight?
Oh, Melissa's over there.
Hey.
I know
Yeah.
where JW is at. I think I recognize that place behind him.
Oh yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, and I could be, I think that is in Louisiana.
Yeah. That'd be a good guess.
That was a fun tour, wasn't it, JW?
Yeah.
That's a beautiful building.
Oh, except that coffee that Lee gave me. He tried to kill me while I was down there.
That was the Death Wish coffee that got JW acting like a 15-year-old kid. But I'll tell you, even furthermore, it basically, he drove the entire way back from Louisiana to St. Louis, dropped me off, and then another 3 hours headed due east to his own place. We drove all night. Well, I shouldn't say we. Him and Boz together both drove all night long, all the way through. Back from the
Y'all made good time.
Not bad.
I started to say that night, but it was day two. It took
Yeah.
a while.
Yeah, it was later in the afternoon, evening than when we left and got back. And like I said, when he left my house, he still had 3 more hours to go, and he was determined to make it happen. And he did that all in that coffee that that Lee fed to him.
Well, yeah, that had something to do with it, I'm sure. I enjoyed the coffee. I'm just kidding about Lee trying to kill me. I like the coffee, but it wired me up, I can tell you that.
What kind was it?
I don't know. Lee called it Death Wish, didn't he not, Tom?
He did. That's right.
Death Wish coffee. I don't know.
Yeah.
Must have been a potent bean, I guess.
I'm
And if the truth was known, when he dropped you off, he probably passed his house up after drinking that coffee and had to turn around and come back. He just ain't told nobody.
He might have. I want to say it was sometime about, and JW, please correct me if you feel like I'm wrong here. It was somewhere about 5 or 5:30 in the morning, maybe even 6 by the time he got to St. Louis. And then he still had another 3 hours, which would have put him back at his house. I'd say a little late morning.
I pooped out down the road there about halfway. I pulled into the church parking lot, and there was a state trooper sitting there. I told him what my name was and where I was from. I said, I've been driving all night and I'm about to fall asleep. I don't want to kill myself. And 5 others, I said, it'd be all right if I pull in here behind you and fall asleep a little bit. He said, yeah. He said, I'm doing some paperwork anyway. So I pulled him behind him and I was asleep. Well, I woke up. He was gone. I fired up and came on home.
So when you woke up, He was gone. You had a ticket on your windshield for illegally parking.
It was a church
Oh boy.
there in Carlisle, Illinois.
Mhm.
I've heard of some towns not letting you do that. And
Well,
I think
that's the reason
stupid.
I said something to him, and he state trooper's what he was, and he said, "I'm doing paperwork." They do that on the computer anyway. And when I woke up, he was gone. He said, "I'll put out the city police that who you are and what you're doing in case somebody comes by and don't know that." I don't know. I slept probably hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. I don't recall now. But I was so tired, I was going to do something so dumb if I kept going.
Mhm.
I just want to put
come
out.
over here.
No, I don't want to go there. I just want to put out there that we offered for him to come in and sleep at our house for a while before he headed home. So he didn't have to sleep on the side of the road in his truck.
I was awful homesick. I knew my wife would really be missing me if I didn't get home.
When you walked in, she probably said, "Why'd you wake me up? Get out of here."
Yeah, because I told her, she said, "When you be back?" I said, "Nah, I don't know. Whenever we get here."
Mm-hmm.
She was surprised that we probably should have stayed longer, but we got started and I just kept driving.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it kind of worked out that way. It was a good trip, though. We had a great time visiting with Joey and them.
Yeah, it's fun.
Church, I usually they Joey, but that's the Abbey down there the Abbey where Jeff Horshoff hangs out. And there, Brad, in the background, that's inside the church. So that's what's on my green screen. So, well, I watched both of you guys today, Joey.
Watch Joey move those hives.
Yeah, I watched Joey move those hives.
I think
Brad.
every video I get slower and slower. I'm sorry.
I wanted to see how he's going to make those insulated top covers.
Yeah,
I'm completely overthinking it, as you know.
You done got me hooked now.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm going to do for 7 more days.
I dragged the plywood out of the shed today. I'll start cutting plywood tomorrow.
I didn't get to watch you, actually. You're still cutting when I had to cut you off to come on here. That's what I was watching before we came on.
There wasn't much more to see. Rabbits and potatoes, that's about it. But we'll get some plywood cut tomorrow, and then I can put them together.
I've got some pictures of you guys coming out of there down there at the Abbey Lee. I'll have to dig them out and get them on here. I can't figure out how to do it. Well, I finished a dreaded project today. I made a little video of it. If anybody's interested,
I watched it.
I've
been working all day. I just got in. What were you doing?
Mowing hay. No, I've got some tree farm in the river bottoms. And I've got some young trees up there, and I got them on 10-foot centers. I checkered them in there 10 foot apart, all directions, and I mow in between them every year. Hopefully this will be the last year. I dread to do it.
That's something I love doing. Now I don't know exactly what kind of mowing you're doing, but that's something I just love doing. I could spend all day, every day on a lawnmower.
Well, there you go.
Whatever.
I've got a deal for you.
Yeah, always have. I guess it takes back to my childhood, because that was kind of my job on the farm. We had quite an extensive yard on the farm, very interesting yard on kind of a terraced riverbank sort of thing, and I had a nice lawn mowing setup that my dad invested in, and that was my job. I spent my time cutting grass. I loved it. I just loved it. Still do. My wife and I, we kind of fight. She'll say, "Did you cut this part over here?" And I'll say, "Yeah." She said, Oh, I wanted to cut that. Why'd you go and cut it? So, well, because I wanted to cut some grass too.
I don't say I hate it. You just plain grass.
We
Grass.
got about 4. I think just the yard here, not counting this part you see out. This is kind of out in the hayfield. The yard is about 4.5 acres that we cut. So there's lots of grass to cut.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it gets away on us. If it gets rainy season, when you can't cut it and it starts to grow real good,
Yeah,
it gets away on us. But
get behind. Yeah.
that Kubota, man, that Kubota's a real stout lawnmower. It'll
Mhm.
cut down just about anything. It's just
Is it
amazing.
a ZTR?
No, that my little BX that I use that you see,
Mhm.
it's a 23 horse diesel, but it's only a 54-inch deck, so it's really powerful.
Well, when you said Kubota, they make a nice,
0 turns.
ZTR.
Yeah,
They cut the car down on them. They used to make a diesel up to 30, and I like those. And then they cut it down. And I think the most horsepower on one now is a
Was
25.
emissions. They capped the emissions at 26 horse.
Was that what it was?
I think it was. Yeah, anything over 26 needs
25.
needs
in
the-
someplace.
exhaust filter. So 26 horse and below, they don't. Mine's 23. I think it's 18 at the hydrostat or something. So it's not really that powerful, but boy, does it ever make good use of that 18 horsepower. Amazing.
So they cut the horsepower rating in Canada specifically?
No,
Well,
Kubota, I think overall the engine.
it's everything. It's government mandate.
Well, I'm confused because we own a lot of mowing machines, of course, with the lawn care and landscaping business. And I have 3 of the machines that get used. We have 4 mowing machines. One's a stand-up model, 2 are walk-behind models, and the other one's a sit-down ZTR. And trying to think now. 2 of the walk-behinds they're 27 horse machines. The stand-up mower is 37 horse. And then the sit-down ZTR, which is the oldest machine I have, that's 25 or 26.
How old are they though?
Oh, they're pretty new.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm saying within the last the 3-4 years. 2 of them are 3 years old. One of them's 4
Canada
years old.
pretty much follows the American regulations for that. Because we don't really we don't have an automotive sector here.
Mhm.
I mean, there's American manufacturers build cars here and build equipment. I mean, there's some tractor stuff. There's actually one of the bigger tractor manufacturers in Canada is in Winnipeg. They actually build some Kubotas. Kubota's very biggest tractor is not a Kubota at all. It's Cummins powered, built by I wanted to say Stagger, but I don't think it is. It's it just slipped my mind. Outfit in Winnipeg that builds this big tractor for Kubota and puts a Cummins engine in. It's nothing. It's orange. That's the only thing Kubota about it is it's orange.
Well, Dodd just mentioned something. Said anything over 26 horsepower has to have DEF fluid. Maybe we're talking about 2 different things. I'm talking gasoline engine. You're probably talking
Yeah,
diesel.
I'm talking about diesels and
Forgive me.
and
Okay.
it's not DEF. It's DPF.
Yeah,
which is a diesel particulate filter. There's no fluid to it.
I see.
You don't get into DEF until you get into trucks and things,
Yeah,
and large engines like large field tractors and stuff.
When you get over 75 horsepower here in the U.S. and a diesel engine, it does go to DEF.
Yeah,
And I don't remember when that was mandated. I'm going to say 6 years ago, maybe 7 years ago. I don't think it's been as long as 10. If memory serves me.
So that's the case. Any diesel over 26 horsepower, then you need DPF.
Yeah, I think that's the same in the States too. I may be wrong. It's not. I think it's less than 75, Tom.
It is less than that.
And like I say, it's not a Canadian regulation. It's the American regulation, and
and I know a lot of contractor. Yes, a lot of contractor buddies of mine will actually specifically stick with, for example, Kubota makes a very nice skid steer machine. It's a 75 SVL.
Right.
they have actually, I could recently come out with, I think, a -3. The older ones were -2. But if you stick with those, and those machines go up to 74 point whatever horsepower, so
Yeah.
they can stay under that.
So they're under
regulation.
def.
And
Yeah.
most contractors, unless you need a machine that's 100 horsepower to skid steer, would prefer to stick with that mid-size unit, if you will.
Yeah. 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 It's a pain, you know. I think there's a lot of unreliability to it and whatnot. There's some of it that's downright atrocious.
Yeah.
Even DPF.
Yeah.
But so yeah, a lot of times, you know, they'll build equipment that'll go right up to 26 horsepower and then kind of stay there until they're kind of forced to go over that. But you know, at 23 horsepower in my little tractor, if you add another 3 horsepower to that, I don't know that you'd really notice it so much, but it's a pretty darn powerful little 23 horsepower. You know, you hook that snowblower that I have to that thing, and it's a 50, I think it's a 50-inch wide snowblower, and it'll take 2 feet deep snow pretty easily.
Wow.
And I have my big shed is a 12-foot wall and a peak roof, and so the little 23 horsepower, and it's hydrostatic, so there's a lot of loss there. So it'll push the 23 horsepower, moves the tractor through the snow, and it'll launch that snow and clear that big shed. And that's at least, you know, probably 18 feet high.
But you guys also have dry snows too, correct?
Well, it's not the wet snow, yeah.
Yeah. You get down here in our neck of the woods, and I would say more often than not, it's wet.
But it's 50 inches wide and 24 inches high going through that. It's pretty amazing.
That's something else. I'm a big fan of Kubota machines, honestly. I've looked at a few, I've operated a few, I think from the mini excavators to the mini track loaders and the skid steers. And I actually almost bought a brand new one here it was about the COVID time. And honestly, kicked my butt a little bit for not buying one, because the price of that machine in the last 4 or 5 years went up about $15,000. I knew guys that had bought some and traded them back in and actually did not lose a dime a few years later with hours on those machines, which is almost never happens, right?
I could probably still sell mine for close to what I paid for it.
Yeah.
We bought it 2010 brand new. And it's the backhoe model, so it was a lot more money than the you know, the non-backhoe model. And honestly, for what you pay for that backhoe, you can rent a mini excavator quite a bit to pay for that little backhoe. But it's convenient if I need to dig a hole.
Yeah.
You know, it takes a long time. It's only got a 12-inch bucket on it.
Sure.
It takes a long time to dig a hole.
I couldn't afford a Kubota or a John Deere. When I got my tractors, I got me a Mahindra with a 5145.
Now, what size of tractor is a 5145?
That's it's got 45 horsepower.
Oh, so it's quite a bit bigger.
It's a good mid-sized tractor.
Yeah, that's a nice size. It's a nice size. My little tractor, you know, it's always trying to do a job. It's too big, right? Even today, I was trying to do some stuff, and I'm trying to lift things that'll not quite lift, you know. So it works hard. It does a lot of work for me. It works hard.
Brad, that's kind of like having a shop. If you say, hey, I'm going to build a 40 by 80, guaranteed with
better build a 40 by 100.
Yes, exactly. You will always do that to you. You know, it's always the idea, I should have gone a little bigger, should have gone a little better.
Built that wood shop, and we just kind of said, you know, it was just a double garage we're building. And we said, 30 by 30, that's a nice big spacious building. And it was like a year after we built it, we thought, should have gone 30 by 40.
I think the best way to build buildings, right, would be if you have the space, you build what you can afford realistically, but the way that you build it, you always allow yourself more room for expansion on the sides, or if it allows, that's the best way, because then you don't get over your head, because none of us can predict the future. We don't know what'll happen with, moving forward, our income could be cut for a short period of time, or anything can happen,
Yeah.
Because I've had some bad years in a row where you're like, hey, I wish I would have dialed it back so I could have afforded this easier. But, you can always then pay that off and take on another chunk, So
Yeah.
I don't know. We
I
always
got
try to
a
do
I got a storage building. It's one of these that you bolt together. So pieces. It's
Mhm.
20 wide, 24 long, and that's kind of the ideal building for that, because the only thing that you really have to do is you just have to lay a footing for the
Mhm.
walls to bolt to, and so I could easily just buy more sections for
Oh,
that
sure.
and I can make it as long as I want.
Yeah.
Really.
They're very modular buildings, aren't
So,
they?
yeah, because you could just unbolt the end out of it, take the end out, and then pour more footing and add
Mhm.
more sections to it. So it would be the ideal building in that way for that.
Sure. There's an old pal of mine that lives fairly close to me. He used to work on a lot of our equipment, machines, and stuff like that. He was a machinist for a long time, but he also worked for a very, very large landscape and lawn care provider in the St. Louis industry. I mean, a multi-million-dollar company. They've serviced a lot of big stuff around here. But anyway, unfortunately, I guess it was maybe about 5 years ago or so, his shop burnt down overnight. Anyway, the short of it is he ended up, when he rebuilt it, it was more of a pole barn structure, stick built with tin on the outside. He ended up utilizing a facility or a company similar to what you're talking about, a very modular style of building that uses a metal framework and tin on the outside. He went a little bit better on this one. He went with the same size, but he actually spray foamed the inside of this and added a little bit of HVAC in there to kind of keep it a little bit more climate controlled. And he was glad that he spent the money and did what he did. So there's a place for him now.
What thing I like is the wind isn't going to blow the shingles off. It's not going to rot. The mice aren't going to chew through it.
That's right.
I was trying to bring up a picture of it here. It's not my building, but
and it's very reasonable that people actually kind of correlating
this
to honeybees could actually utilize that as some sort of a honey house. You could build a framework on the inside of this metal structure.
Absolutely.
And then, utilize it in that form or fashion, or just attach, some sanitizable material like an FRP or a vinyl type material to your walls to be able to sanitize them. If you're going to utilize that for a extraction room, honey house, pouring room, whatever that might be,
You ready, Brad?
Yeah, share that up. So this is not my building, but this is what I'm talking about.
I like that.
I don't have an overhead door. I just have a 4-foot man door in the middle and the end. It's just storage.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not quite that wide and big, but it's not nearly that long. But that's the kind of thing. It's there's no frame to it. It's just the corrugated, the structural sheet panels, and it just literally bolts together. So we built that. We put it up ourselves, and expensive enough though. It's a very nice building, but definitely, it's not a bargain building.
Mm-hmm.
But again,
galvanized.
Yeah, it's all galvanized.
Galvanized metal.
Yeah, it's all
I've got one of
galvanized.
those in Georgia.
Yeah,
Looks about like that one, only doesn't have the walk-in door.
yeah.
It'll last a long time.
And like I say, it's not going to burn down. It's not going to rot. The wind isn't going to blow it over or nothing. I figure it's almost a perfect building for if you just for storage. If you're trying to do what you're saying, if you're trying to develop it inside for honey house or something like that, you can do it. But because there's no framing to it, it's just more difficult to do stuff like that. You could spray foam and insulate it if you want. That's all good.
Yeah, I think on the gentleman that I know, there was, I want to say 4 foot on centers was the framework, and I believe it was utilizing I can't remember. I feel like it was bigger than a 2x2 tubing, but it might have been that. It might have just been a 2x2 tubing that it was utilized. So you could still hang dimensional sheets inside there.
Yeah.
Some of
And
those are self-standing, fellas.
what's that?
Some of those are self-standing. They don't have an inner.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
mine is self. I guess you'd call it self-standing. There's no framing at all.
Yeah,
Mhm.
It's
there's no
just the
frame
metal
inside of most of these.
parts.
That one I've got down in Georgia, they don't have a frame in it.
It's like a granary. You build these metal granaries, and you put the metal bands around and you all the way up. It's the same idea. There's no structure. There's no
Mhm.
frame structure to it. The whole thing is structural, just because of the panels are built the way they're built.
Mhm.
So that's why, if you go to hang lights in it or something, it's kind of like you got nothing. You got to, take the assembly bolts out and make some brackets for them. I guess I don't know,
Yeah.
but we don't do it. We have nothing
Real
like
heavy
that.
duty magnets,
Real heavy duty
Yeah.
magnets. Yeah, you can do that, I suppose.
hang drop lights.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not sure Ocean would like that, but you could. It's a great
But
idea.
it's like I say, it's just storage for us. We don't even have lights in it.
I had the same situation down in Georgia. Brad and I made me some uh, wooden rafters or frame to put inside of it, hanging in there to put lights on. Put the
Yeah.
lights on there, and then the wood boars moved in. Wood bees. They
Oh.
drilled 10 billion holes in that thing,
Yikes.
and I had to replace them a couple of times.
So there's certainly, every kind of a building is appropriate for what you want to do with it. My big shed, it's 20 by 40, and it's a what you call a pole building.
Mhm.
It's not made out of metal. It's clad with wood,
Mhm.
but that's a pole building. It's a 12-foot rafters in there.
If I would build one, I want one 200 by 1,000.
Oh yeah, if I could roof my entire 20 acres, I would, man.
Yeah.
I could fill it up, I guarantee you.
Yeah, you can fill it up. Oh, I just dream of something like that, and I can drive my little tractor with pallets in there and put things. The problem is, the more storage you have, then all your pallets and things that you have are just covered in garbage. They're just covered in junk that you haven't got around to throwing out or something.
Yeah.
I did that today. I went to get my plywood out of my shed. I had to unload a bunch of stuff out of it, and it's just time on the tractor because I'm pulling pallets out and whatnot. And there's like 4 or 5 pallets with just miscellaneous junk on the pallets. And the only reason it's there is because there's still room to keep it like that in the shed. It needs to be either thrown out or stored somewhere else.
Hey, Brad, you're building all 2 ways, correct?
Yeah, 2 ways. Yeah.
Yeah. I know it's been a while since I watched them, but you had a couple of videos a while back, and I want to say maybe a year or so ago, and you can probably correct me there on the timeline, but you were talking about how you were building them, I think.
I've done a few different videos when I build pallets. And the reason I stick with 2-way pallets, the reason I stick with 2 ways is my tractor won't lift, a lot of weight. So not only just simply the weight, if I get a 4-way pallet, it's a lot longer. So the farther you get from the tractor, the whole lot less it's going to lift.
That's right.
And I can't, like, I have actually, if you see these stands that I have here, see, those stands are built with 2x6s on edge. There's 3 2x6s in there,
Okay.
and then there's not a lot else to them, so they're not super heavy,
Mm-hmm.
but they are what they are. And also then I put 2 2-way pallets. I put one on each end, right? These are just boxes standing on end there right now.
Yeah.
But so you've seen those in my videos.
Yeah.
And when I had the big flood here in 22, I just by chance, I was trying to pull all of my beehives out of the flood.
Mm-hmm.
There was 6, 10, 12 inches of water. And I just went up with my tractor, and I couldn't even see the stand. I just kind of dug the forks down where I thought the stand was, and got under the stand. And I actually lifted the stand and the 2-way pallets up with that little tractor,
Oh,
and I
nice.
could carry that over to higher ground. And
Mm-hmm.
I was shocked that it would actually do that. but I think it's because it's only 33 inches, uh, you know,
Okay.
All
deep
your
away
weight's
from the
tucked in
tractor.
to you. All
What's
your
that,
weight
Johnny?
is tucked in toward the tractor.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. If you can keep it back to the pin, it'll lift a lot more. You start getting, and that's why I have a lot of small pallets. When I got my forks, I had all these standard size pallets, and I realized that I really couldn't put anything on the far half of the pallet because I couldn't really lift anything. So then I started cutting pallets up and making small pallets, and it works great.
Mm-hmm. I built a bunch of two-way pallets, Brad, and I may have actually went back to one of your videos and just kind of looked to see, so I could kind of get an idea of what I wanted. There's so
Sure.
many different variations of the way people build them. It's
Oh
all
yeah.
there's not really one size fits all as far
Nope.
as that goes. Everybody has their own little idea of how they want something
Mhm.
done. And mine were no different than that. I customized them a little bit to the way I thought that I wanted them.
Yeah.
So I built 20. I have 20 two-way pallets built, and I've got enough material already cut for an additional 20. And I didn't use a 2x6. I used a 2x4, and I used two. I
For the
used
two-way
three.
pallet.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah,
Three
yeah.
treated two
I
by
used
fours.
2x4s as well for the
Oh,
pallets.
okay. I
Yeah,
understand.
the stands are 2x6s.
Okay, I gotcha. And I was thinking about that too. I don't want to put mine in the dirt, but I thought about standing them off the ground just a little bit. It may help a little bit with pests and things like that. Creatures trying to get up in there, but maybe putting them on blocks on the short side of a cinder block, maybe just to get them a little higher. That way, when you're bending down working them too, it's a little bit more graspable as far
Yeah,
as
that's why I built these. I don't use these at my out yards, just because it's more stuff to carry around. I just have a set number of these at my home yard. Like I have, I think I have a dozen of them or something like that. So I can put 24 two-way pallets on the stands, and then anything else like this side, anything above that just sits on the ground like normal out yard stuff. And then that's exactly why. It's just that it's a little bit easier to. Uh, there was another. There was another instigation for building the stand, and I wish I had a better picture of it. But so what it is it's 5 feet long.
Mhm.
So I buy 10-foot 2x6s, 10-foot treated 2x6s, and I cut them in two, and then that'll make 5-foot long stand. And then so you may have noticed in my apiary, my two-way pallets sit face to face, so the entrances actually face each other,
Mhm.
and about 18 inches is a nice distance apart. And so that's what happens with the stand is a two-way pallet sits on each end and they
Mhm.
face each other. But in the space between them, I've made, I kind of call it a little courtyard. I've
Mhm.
actually sheeted that with 1 inch lumber across. And the reason I did that is because I had an annual problem with my old apiary where there was a lot of water.
Mhm.
And I would bring my bees out of the building in the spring, set them in my apiary, and then all kinds of bees would end up dead in the water,
Hmm.
right? So I thought, well, what can I do about that? And it didn't seem to be the death of my apiary. I was doing okay still, but
Mhm.
I thought I'll build these stands, get them up a little bit more, save my back, and I'll sheet that in so then when they're trying to come and land and stuff like that, then they have something that's not just water
Yeah.
between the pallets. So that's just kind of the reasons I was doing that.
Okay. Yeah, bees don't swim very well.
Not at all. Boy, they get wet, they're done.
Not to save their life, even.
Yeah. No.
Actually, they
Easily.
do. They do. If they ride on the water, they can get off on it sometimes.
Yeah, if they can get to the edge or get to something solid, they can grab on quite often. But boy, there's a lot of them die if you get a little pool,
Oh yeah.
of something. You leave a bucket with some water, and after a while, you look in there, it's full of dead bees.
Well,
Yeah. That's for sure.
I have a just off camera here, off over here by these pallets. At the end, I have a kiddie pool full of rocks
Mhm.
sitting on a pallet there, and usually I get enough rain that there's some water in the kiddie pool most of the time. And if there isn't, then I can carry it back over to the house with the tractor, fill it up, bring it back for them.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems to do pretty good, but there gets to be a lot of stuff in it. And like I say, I've put rocks and everything in it to give them somewhere to land.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this. What's the reason for facing the entrances inward?
Yeah, that's kind of a story. It was only a couple of years in. I remember I brought bees in the fall. I brought them back from my out yard, and
Mm-hmm.
so I had to put them somewhere, and I could do whatever I wanted, right? Because I'm moving them from quite a ways away, and so I could put them wherever I wanted. And it was fall, so as you can see, it's pretty open here, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so we get a bit of a wind. And I thought, it would be nice to block the wind from hitting that entrance in the fall because it can be a pretty cool wind. So I thought, well, I'll just put the pallets kind of in front of one another. And then I thought, well, if I face them all the same way, then one of them's going to get the wind. And so I started facing them toward each other, and it just kind of went from there because I realized that that's part of the reason I can easily work with short pants all summer
Mm-hmm.
because you're never I don't know, I think the guard bees really, like, they really watch you when you're walking by. If you're in front of the hive,
Mm-hmm.
and you can be 6-8 feet in front of that hive, and they'll watch you to come and get you,
Mm-hmm.
uh, because with facing each other, they're looking at each other, they can't see me. Right? So I
You
think it
become less
really,
the problem.
yeah, I become less the problem.
Yeah.
Um, and then not only that, but then I'm never walking in front of the hive because there's another hive there. I can't
Mm-hmm.
walk. I've had people come and help me, and they'll inevitably step between the hives for some reason, and I'll say, "Don't do that." It's like they're this far apart. That's no man's land, right? You
That's
don't want
right.
to. And so it gives you three sides that you can walk around that hive. You can work
Sure.
anywhere, and when you're standing behind the hives, um, it's total quiet zone back
Mm-hmm.
there. There's nobody. So when I'm sitting beside the hive working on, then you've kind of got another one right there, which
Yeah.
doesn't seem to ever be a real big problem.
It's probably helpful too when you're mowing. It's less likely
Hmm.
that between the areas there that you're going to blow any grass on an entrance. I know sometimes when we get to go mow grass in some of these fields, it gets pretty doggone tall. Like I don't get to it for a month in the spring,
Oh yeah,
and it's choking a 30 something horsepower motor to power through it. And those things will throw grass pretty far. So
yeah.
I always
Mine
try to
can
be
get
cautious.
mine can get kind of long, but not, you know,
Yeah,
because I'm always driving my tractor around and it's got my mower and stuff. So
sure. Yeah, we don't haul
I
anything out to any of these yards unless we have to mow anything.
yeah. Um, so my supper's coming.
Uh-oh.
Uh, yeah, it does help. You know what? Middle of summer often I can take my tractor in and I mow all the way around these pallet. I mow down and then I'll mow across, between everything.
Mhm.
Quite often I'm not even wearing a veil
Yeah,
in there with my tractor,
yeah.
which kind of surprises me, but I know it works.
If I'm just mowing around any of the hives on them, I'll typically make a pass in front, blowing away, and then I mow out further, and then come back and make another pass, blowing away,
Yeah,
and it's less disrupting for them, and
yeah.
I don't usually wear a veil. Now, if I go out there with a trimmer, little different story. When the
Trimmer
trimmer
they
starts
don't
slapping
like.
against the wood, that tends to fire them up a little bit.
Yeah,
I don't think they like the vibration or the tone or the frequency either, and that
yeah,
sometimes will get them a little bit. Sometimes I get them a little wound up, especially when I'm in
yeah,
there moving fast and really slapping the string against the wood down there on the bases that we're using.
yeah.
They tend to not like it as much.
I have to be careful with that too. And
Hmm.
my electric trimmer, I've got the cordless one now, and it's better.
Yeah.
But I got last time I was trimming this, I was trimming all the way around these. I got back to the last one, and they told me to go away, so I had to pack it in.
Said, okay, I get it.
Yeah,
You're beating
it's
on our
got
house too
okay.
much. I'll leave.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm good.
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely.
I just can't get used to these names changed.
What the numbers?
The names on everybody, a lot of them's different.
What about the names of the people in the video chats here?
Oh,
Talking about us,
Yeah.
I had a
I'm
guy.
used to those.
I'm working. My wife helped me today. We spent the afternoon in the honey house. We packed 750 pounds of honey, and took us a little while, but we got it packed up. And I'm working away, and my phone rings. It's this guy from Washington State. Uh, he he phoned me up to ask me about stuff about oxalic acid vapor. He watches my videos, I guess. So he was worried that it was going to be hard on the bees, and I just told him no, it's not hard on the bees at all. So it was just kind of funny. I don't think I've ever had anybody just phone me up like that before.
Yeah. That's because you have some clout, Brad. You're a YouTube star.
I got notoriety.
Yes, you do. Absolutely. So
Just kind of funny.
there was a comment in here. So Carl 8538.
it's a classic.
Okay, I thought it was, but I just was making sure because I'm seeing the same thing, Joey, and it's a little bit confusing for me as well. I feel like
what it's doing is showing their actual channel name. No matter if they've changed it, it's still that.
Two bee brats, what it used to be, or whatever it went by.
Okay.
Oh, is that you, right, Carl?
Yeah, that's Carl.
So, Carl, you said something about you're considering artificial turf. Are you talking about under the hives or in your own lawn area? I'm just curious. I can tell you this from experience: installing and purchasing artificial turf.
I'm going to interrupt just for a second if you don't mind. We just came in from work and my wife made some supper, so I'm just going to turn my video off and mute and listen for a little bit, and I'm going to enjoy this supper.
Sounds good, Brad.
I'll be here and I'll be right back.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Enjoy your dinner. But Carl, that artificial turf is not cheap. And actually, I mean, it was fun to install. That was something a little bit different than what we've done in the past, even though it follows a lot of the same principles. If you're actually putting in a patio or a paver stone, patio, driveway, walkway, whatever that might be, follows a lot of the same principles, but expensive if you want to do it and make it look really, really nice. I mean, you could obviously just buy artificial turf and throw it down if you're looking for a mat or something to put bee colonies on, which is doable. You can usually find remnants of sometimes the landscape supply places that sell the stuff. They'll sell remnants of things that are just unusable, but might be good for a narrow strip or something like that for setting up colonies on. I have a big piece that I had purchased for fairly cheap from the landscape supply place. They asked me like, hey, take this away. And they said, give us what you feel it's worth. So I bought it, and it's a pretty long roll. I want to say it's probably 20 feet long by about 4-ish or so. And I've never used it. It's the whole roll is kind of heavy because they got a really thick base or membrane on it. It's a really good quality one, so I'm not sure what you were looking at doing as far as the artificial turf thing goes, but you'll spend a lot of money on artificial turf.
Now there's different qualities of that too, Tom.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. So Carl says, sorry, Tom, I can buy a 10-yard wide by 100 feet for like $150. Yeah. We're definitely not talking about the same thing. The stuff I'm talking about, if you bought, I mean, per square foot probably cost you about $3.50 to $4 a square foot purchase price.
That's interwoven stuff. Some of that cheaper stuff, it's just molded into the plastic backing,
Yeah.
You can buy that stuff like Carl's talking about pretty cheaply.
I remember back in the, I'm going to say 70s and 80s when I was a little bitty guy. I remember people would utilize them on like 3-season rooms. They would use them sometimes on pool decks. They had, I guess you would call it an artificial turf. Real short nap on it, only probably 1/4, 3/8 of an inch. real cheap stuff, maybe that's what he's referring to.
Well, I'll tell you guys, talk about bananas. I'm not giving up my good bananas to give to some doggone bees. They can get their own. They can get their own bananas.
Somebody else had showed that on a video somewhere.
Ashby Miller.
It could have been, but
Yep.
he didn't actually show them eating on it, so I don't know.
He didn't. He recently put out a.
Do they actually eat it, or do they get it out of the hive?
I'll put them in the past, and you want to let them get pretty soft. I can tell you.
Yeah, I figured that.
They'll clean them up pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I've heard people go both ways on it. I don't know. And if anybody actually knows some scientific proof or evidence on any of this stuff, I'd be curious to see them cite that in here. I
want scientific proof, just call me.
Okay. Ask Mr. Irwin here.
Well, I don't know if John, that's Westcliff Honey Farms, in case you didn't know.
Yeah.
But
I'm aware of a study on that.
I'm wondering if he's actually feeding and wondering if anybody else is or what.
I'll make it available to you.
Yeah, please do. I'd love to just read it. Yeah, that'd be interesting.
It's rather delicious. I don't even know what it's called. She doesn't even know what it's called.
I mean, looks good.
Is it ground beef, onions, different vegetables, some rice?
Yeah.
What is it called? Chinese pekka or something.
Hey, you had me at beef, okay?
Really delicious. Well, that's what I said, what's in it? She says, ground beef, onions, blah, 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 blah. I said, you got me a ground beef and onions.
Right. Absolutely.
Okay.
Finish your dinner, Brad.
Finish my dinner.
I was wondering if the price of beef, Irwin and Sons fired back up the old cattle ranch going again,
Tell them what I said earlier.
Melissa said to me tonight, she goes, hey, I told Melissa, I said, if I had a handful of acres that was reasonable, I might consider, with some guided help from a friend of mine over in Illinois, maybe just trying my hand at a couple of cows for my own consumption. And Melissa said to me, she goes, would you really do that? And I'm like, sure, why not? I'm like, I'm not saying I would get into any business, but I'm saying might grow them for my own consumption. And maybe it's not even worth it on a small scale. I don't know. But I said, at least you know what you're eating. So I have a question for you, JW. What is it realistic number that you would buy a small feeder calf? $1,800. $1,500.
$1,500 up a piece.
So you're probably not going to save a lot of money.
Hmm?
Well, after you feed it.
Fat beef on the hoof will cost you. Time you get it fattened out, and you're talking about 500 weight. See, you got 1,000 pounds to put on them, and you have to buy all the feed and all that. Why? It's be marginal.
Let me ask you this: when you were doing those beef cattle, were they mainly grass fed or grain, and you finish them off with grain, or how did you do that?
I rotated. Anybody that's a farmer will know what I'm talking about. You may not know. I did rotated pastures, smaller pastures, and moved them, about once a month.
Mm-hmm.
But I fed everything. But I was in a little different game than you're talking about. I was in the cow-calf operation and raised bulls to sell for breeding bulls and breeding, cows and heifers. That's a different game than what you're talking about. But you talk about commercial cows, but you go to buying those now. Back when I was doing it, my calls in the steers, my cattle that didn't make good enough to sell for purebred bulls, every one of them's not going to be a good one. You understand what I'm saying? I'd steer those. I'd sell them to meat processors, local big meat processors, and if I was lucky back then, if I could get $1,000 out of one of them that weighed 500.
Okay.
I thought I was doing good.
Mm-hmm.
If I could get up to 1,000, 1,100 out of one fat enough to butcher, which would be, back then it was 1,200 pounds. Now they've tried to finish them up at about 1,500. They've
Okay.
got them bred up and bigger boned,
Mm-hmm.
and a butcher beef on the hoof will cost you rounded $3,000 and up for one animal.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have it processed and pay the processing fees, which
Right.
will run from 80 to $1.25 a pound.
Okay.
You know, of the hanging weight of the beef. They'll butcher out. You know, if you pay for a 1,500-pound cow, depending varying, I'm just talking in general terms. So you
Yeah, I
got
understand.
be in step, or some of these guys is watching. You know, that's got really nice quality stuff, but the average butcher beef out of commercial herd probably dressed out 60-65% is how much hanging weight, actual meat you're going to have out of a cow. So divide 1,500, you know, multiply that by 60%. That's how much meat you're going to have. And that's what the processor is going to charge you. They're going to charge you to kill it. They're going to charge you to skin it. And they're going to charge you so much a pound to process that meat.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you're under $1,000 for that, or I'm sorry, not $1,000, 1,000 pounds of actual meat in the freezer off of that
about
1,500.
would be 900 pounds is what it'd be. And 1,500 on the hoof.
Well, I was working off of 65%,
You know, it might be around 1,000.
975 anyway.
That's
So I
gonna
mean,
be-
obviously that's going to vary a
It'd be
lot.
a top dresser too. You know, probably. On
Yeah, I got
butcher
you.
beef.
Well, we've always got a pretty fair deal on the beef from a local butcher shop that my mother and father-in-law had some friends that they went to school with years ago and started a butcher shop. Now the second generation's taken over that a little bit, which would be,
Actually, the third generation.
oh, is it?
It's their dad started it.
Oh, I'm sorry. This is going into the third generation now. So I mean, you know, last year when we got it, I think what was it, $4.19 a pound.
Something like that. Just over.
But before that, it wasn't. I mean, not even that much before that, we were paying $3.10, $3.15, $3.20 a pound for a full cow, and we'd give them our cut schedule, how we wanted everything done, how much ground beef, steaks, roasts, all that good jazz.
I just bought a quarter from a neighbor last week.
Mhm.
Had it processed. And make a long story short, I ended up with 191 pounds of beef, just a quarter of beef.
Yeah.
Had 191 pounds processed. And I give 700 for the it was a heifer. I'll give 700 for the beef, and it cost me 146.80 to have it processed. So I've got $846.80 and 191 pounds of meat's what it dressed out at.
So you're just under
Almost 80 pounds of that was hamburger.
how much of it?
About 80 pounds of the 191 was hamburger.
I mean,
I
but
just
still,
got
even
good
at
steaks.
even at 100% ground, just hamburger or ground up, you're still at only $4.43 a pound.
Well, that's what I'm
And
talking
honestly, that's
about. It's
still cheaper than the
cheaper at
supermarket.
the store.
Yeah,
Ribeyes at the store locally here is $18, $19 a pound for a ribeye steak.
yeah,
You know,
yeah. I mean, you're still in the positive when you do it like that, you know.
well, we're really laying that bee work out tonight.
I know.
Huh? Aren't you proud of us?
I apologize, Joey, if I've derailed this in any
Oh,
way.
it's okay.
Bees are kind of being put to bed, and if I'm being just a hair bit honest, I'm a little bit bored with it. We beat some of these things to death. I mean, have we not?
They killed every buck deer in the county and shot half the game wardens last night.
Hey, that would have been Big Buckmaster Irwin, or Yeah, Big Muck Master
That's
Irwin
not me,
is who
they don't.
did that. I watched his videos, man. I'll tell you what, your
We
son.
got some of them arrested too.
Yeah. Hey, Michael, how you doing?
We got the legend among us now,
Good,
fellas.
good.
World famous.
Yes, sir.
He don't know which button to push to get on.
I'm good. What's going on? I gotta
Okay.
You
turn
hear us
y'all
okay?
off on the other channel. There we go. I had to turn y'all off another channel. Everybody was overlapping. I came on here to get you guys back online, man. You guys are out of control. You're talking about beef and all that stuff, man.
I derailed this thing horribly bad, Mike. Maybe you can set us back on
Well-
track and let us know what you're up to.
Man. I'm at the I'm in Virginia at their fall conference.
Oh,
I had,
yes.
Yeah.
I had the honor to speak this morning, man, and it's a pretty good little show, man. It's all right. It's nice people, nice, beautiful, good, gracious, and beautiful area up here in Whitfield, Virginia. So out here in the mountains. We were actually talking about you, Todd. I guess Sawmill Charlie and Bill are heading out to Missouri.
Mhm.
They're down here. Bill was the president until today.
Okay.
So we were talking a little bit about you and seeing what was going on. But hey, I came in. That's cool because that means he's going to bring me something. I told him to bring me those arms I told you about. I think I came in. He just said something. But yeah, what's going on, guys? What y'all
I
up to?
step away and I come back and there's the world famous Mike Berry.
See, the legends among us, Brad.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
that's what
Mike,
I'm
I have
glad-
to ask, what was your topic that you were teaching about today?
The one I've been teaching about at most of them, I'm not a how-to guy. I'm a how I do. And so what I find, and Joey knows this one well, he's heard it a million times, but at all the conferences I've been doing mentoring and beekeeping. And it's really mentoring in general, but it's mentoring and beekeeping is specific to beekeeping on how not to get trapped with a mentee, how the mentee should act, how the mentor should act, things like that. It's gone over well at all the different conferences I've done it at. And boy, Joey, that topic we did in Algiers, man, I went back over that. I screwed that up so bad that night. I missed so many different topics. So I kept that one out of the loop here. But yeah, it was, it went over good. I guess everybody said they liked it. So, hey,
It's funny you should say that because, Mike, I was just going to ask you about. I heard you did a good talk on, I'll just say mentorship or mentoring, in that concept because that's very interesting to me. I'd love to have that presentation for our association.
I can get it to you if you got like Dropbox or something like that or an FTP site.
Oh,
You have to change. I mean, the first like 4 slides are.
you
you need
just
filler
a slideshow.
sometimes.
I'd love to have you do it. I'd love to have a video of you doing it or something, or do it live.
Y'all want to
for
do
us.
I'm supposed to do a Zoom. I've done a Zoom in Missouri with it, and I'm supposed to do a Zoom here in Virginia with somebody today. Got my card, but I don't know. If you want to do something like that, I'm more than happy to do it.
I'd
I'm
love to,
retired
Mike.
now.
It's a good one. It is.
Yeah.
All of his that I've ever heard are good, but that mentor one, that's a real good one.
Hey, I appreciate that,
that's a little
Joey.
different.
The other ones are good, but at least you're covering for me because man, that Algiers one.
Well, they're all good, but
That
that
Algiers one went
that's
sideways
bad.
on me, man. I started forgetting what slides, and it was the smallest crowd I've talked to in a long time. And I don't know, man, I got nervous.
He was nervous for 2 reasons. He needed a bodyguard.
Yeah, we were in New Orleans.
I was the bodyguard, so that's the second reason.
No, I was confident. Joey was behind me. I told him he had to come with me, and he's got his permit. We'll put it that way. And I said,
There you
"Come to
go.
New Orleans with me."
There you go.
A small crowd is harder to talk to than a large one.
It is, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Because the only thing was they had a weird stage set up,
Especially
there,
if you
I did have
know
to
the
get
people.
down.
Yeah.
Well,
Sorry,
in
Mike.
this one I didn't know so many, and this so that makes it easier. North Carolina freaked me out a little bit because there was a bunch of people there, but this one they had a stage and it was big, but it was small, and like I had to get down. Like I got nervous on it, like I was going to walk off the edge of it. Like it was really small. So I got down, and I like to get down with the people on their level, like not on their level, you know what I mean, like the floor level. I don't like
Yeah.
to be above them
Yeah.
if I can help it.
Yeah.
And that helps me a lot when I'm talking to them. But
Well, one thing that kind of had you thrown out, the room was set up wrong
it was.
to start with. You couldn't get up front where you needed to be.
I think that messed me up a lot on that one. And like there were several slides. I knew what I normally say on those slides. It was a thing on timing and beekeeping and how, like Bob Benny talks about beekeeping as an art. And that's my goal is it's about timing and learning the art and instinctiveness of beekeeping more so than having a checklist where, okay, we're splitting in March 15th. Yes. What if I can't split to the 16th? You know, that kind of checklist that people get in their mind. And so I got to some slides and I was going to be interacting with the crowd and I blew right through them because I'm like, and plus it was getting late. They did a long Q&A first. So it threw me off. But yeah, the mentoring one, I like it. People receive it a little better because it's good when you get somebody like me to break up the two scientists maybe that are talking and everybody's overwhelmed with information. Then I come on with something like simple. It's not teaching you beekeeping. There's plenty of those, but to kind of teach what I missed out on, and that's mentorship that I really wish I would have had, and how much, you know. And
It's
I do a little YouTube bashing
an
there.
applied talk, but it's not how to do a split, how to treat for mites,
Right.
how to feed your
That's
bees. It transcends beekeeping. It could apply to anything, really.
Right, and it does.
Yeah.
It does. And
Yeah.
and then they put me in first today too. I was the first lecture of the day, and that kind of was like, oh no, come on, man. But at least it wasn't after lunch like Louisiana where people fall asleep. It's fun. It's been a nice event. They've done a nice job. They had to cancel last time because of Hurricane Helene. This is the first time they've all gotten back together. They said their numbers weren't that good, but I was counting, you know, at least a couple hundred people out there. The vendors area was a little small, but it was a nice it's a nice event. It's beautiful up here. Yeah, it's been fun.
Now, is that conference over today, or is that go on?
No, actually, I do it on Sunday, which is, you know, that's unusual for one. Yeah. I got up here a day early because I drove. I mean, I could spend 13 hours in an airport, 14 hours between layovers and all that, and driving to and from. Yeah. Or I could drive 11 hours. But I stopped in Seen Yappy to Be, man, and that took 2.5 hours.
where you're at, Mike. I missed where you're at.
I say Wytheville. They say Wytheville here, which is Wytheville. And it's in Virginia. It's just above Bristol, Tennessee, where North Carolina, Virginia, and Tennessee meet.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So I got to go home tomorrow, though. I got something going on Monday. I have to get home, so I got to leave early tomorrow, but no biggie.
Did you chat with Michael at 21st B?
Yeah, I did actually. So I shot a video, and he's actually, besides, you know, I went through Hilco stuff. I was on their chat the other night, and Kanan was talking on whose was that? Sawmill Charlie's?
Yeah.
And he was talking about that brand. I'm not even going to mention that one brand, and it's here. And I was like, oh man. And I looked at it. So I kind of went right by them. I didn't like what I saw there with that necessarily. But I mean, you know, business is business, fair game, what it is. But so I went over to Hilco, and of course I talked about them because I don't know if y'all have seen their new extractors, but they're beautiful. They're absolutely gorgeous, and they're matte finish now instead of shiny. They got the bottom motor, amazing. And then I went to Michael at 21st B and told him I've seen him on this chat, and we talked. So I did an actual segment with him to
cool.
You know, and unfortunately these videos of mine, when they're the show videos, don't do that good. But I'm hoping I can get some traction with it so people can see his product and hear his story.
Yeah. Yeah, he was messaging me most of the day back and forth a little bit in between what we had going on.
Yeah, I guess he's going down there with y'all too, right?
He is. That's right.
I need to try and make that. And one of these days I need to get up there.
Absolutely. And Mike, I would like to even talk to you in further detail about maybe that presentation coming to St. Louis.
We'll talk. You got my number. Give me a ring.
Yeah, definitely. I'm more of an in-person guy. I'm not really a Zoom guy. So we try to work really hard to make sure that we can earn a little bit of funds for the club to bring people in as much as we can. So I don't know, maybe we'll talk back and forth about that a little bit. See what
I'm
that
a
looks
cheap,
like.
look. I'm a cheap get. I ain't like Dirt Rooster and them. I'm a cheap get, man. Look, I walk the side. I walk the side streets, not the main streets.
Yeah. Hey, we still want to take care of you. I don't care who it is coming up here. We want to take care of them, make sure that they had a great experience in St. Louis, and really make sure it's accommodating.
If I get to see you and Melissa, I already have a great experience, right?
Well, I mean, we could even try to roll out the carpet for that fellow on the other side of the river there in Illinois. We try to roll out the carpet. For
Yeah,
him. He's a celebrity too, you know. So,
yeah, I got to meet him at the expo, man. I was excited. I said that's JW. So a story about
right?
JW. Here's a story about JW. I've always seen him here on the chat, and so we're at the expo, and I'm watching, and I'm sitting there going, oh my gosh, he looks exactly like my father-in-law, who just, my father-in-law passed though, and so I had to go get my wife from the Dirt Roosters booth. I said, you have got to come see this guy. This is JW. He's from the chats. I see him all the time. And said, but in person, he is your dad. And, he looks just like my father. If I showed you a picture, you'd be like, you'd understand. And I didn't notice it when he came to Louisiana. For whatever reason, I don't know, maybe it was the lighting at the expo. Maybe it was because he was wearing, I don't know.
Yeah.
In Louisiana, he didn't look like it.
What if we got him to play Santa Claus at the expo or something like that? What do you think? Think we could convince him to do it?
He's sitting right here.
I know.
We're not muted.
I'm watching his facial reaction right now. He knows I like to push his buttons a little bit. And it'll happen to be his birthday weekend, as a matter of fact.
Oh.
So have to have a little celebration,
Yeah.
Good fun. So, Mike, I have a
I
question.
tell you who
for
we
you.
need to get down here is we need to get
I'm
the
gonna
guy
tell
in
you
the
a
right,
secret.
the right bottom
That
corner.
guy to
That's
my
the guy
right
we need to
here on
get
this
to the
screen.
expo.
Yeah.
Me, Mike. This guy to my right here on the screen, he talks too much.
You talk about me?
Yeah, you need to get.
Yeah,
down.
it's
We
you,
need to get
Brad.
down here.
Right here.
I think
thought
a collection.
Cleveland had you talked into that.
Yeah, I'll start a GoFundMe. to get
So,
down
Mike,
there.
question
I'll
for you.
chip in.
On Wednesday night before Nobby, you'll be at Nobby, correct?
They're playing. Lord willing, I am going to be there.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, one other thing. On Wednesday night, there's going to be a meet and greet hosted, and we have secured a venue site about 10 minutes or so from Nobby headquarters. I'll say that. The tickets are free, and we can hold 175 people at this facility. It's going to be just a meet and greet. We're probably going to do finger foods and things like that, just light and refreshments, and just to have a good time. Some vendors are donating things to, and we're going to raffle off, give away, things like that. And any additional money that was donated to this, anything that's left over, we're just going to write a check to the Highest for Heroes and donate it all to there. So this is just something that we can all enjoy each other's company and just have a good time. And initial people who might be coming in town a little bit early can partake in this. So if that's something that you might be in town for,
Yeah.
we'll check
You're
later.
talking about I don't know if we're allowed to say that name that y'all used to call it. You talking about that same group that got together last year?
Yeah. There's no problems. Yeah.
Well, I did. The only reason I didn't go last year, Joey actually had invited me, but I wasn't sure I was going to be in town in time. We had just the way the because of the, and listen, I call it the expo. So if Cayman's still on here, I don't say that other word. I call it the expo. But I didn't know if, because of how the expo was timed last year with the holidays and all, I couldn't get up there in time. So
I understood.
this year I'd love to. I want to do the Hives for Heroes one, but
that'd be Thursday night, I guess. The Hives for Heroes.
But yeah, I can go through one of your board members, Joey, there, and sure enough, I'll go.
Came in and Chris had to work. Hey, I already told Chris he could come by.
They're
He could
having
sneak.
their own
He could.
thing
I know
next
he has
year.
his own thing. I told him he could sneak out. Just, hey, Chris, don't tell the boss, okay? If you just tell him you're in the sidelines doing some work or something.
Yeah, came in. See, I'd say I do. I never call it that word, man. I'm like him. I don't like that name. I call it the expo, man. It's just I don't know. I don't like that. Yeah,
Hey,
I
Cayman,
cringe.
it's where you came from, okay? So there's value in that. Even though you've moved beyond that, there's still value that's held there, right? It was the stepping stone to get to where you're at. So it cannot all be bad.
I know somebody called me out for wearing an old shirt.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody
Right.
with the name of Chris.
Oh, yeah. Chris
What,
called out
who's that
Melissa.
guy? Chris who?
Oh, yeah. Oh, Madeiras in there. Yeah, he
Yeah.
called out Melissa one time for wearing that shirt. I'm like, well, but hold on. I'm like, it can't all be bad because this benefited the stepping stones to get to where you were at, right?
I'm
So-
talking about calling it Nobby. I call it the
Oh,
Expo because I can't stand the
gotcha.
word Nobby.
I got you.
I don't call it the old name no more. That's long gone. That
Yeah.
shirt is in the
I knew
rack
what you
pile.
meant, Mike.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
I
I
call it
missed
the
that.
Expo.
I
That's
thought
what
you
he
were
was
talking
talking
about
about.
previous Hive Life.
No,
Don't throw rocks.
It's the dinner at Nobby.
The dinner at Nobby. I just say Nobby because everybody else started. I think it was Dirt Rooster that actually was poking fun at Cayman about it, and he wouldn't quit calling it Nobby. So, you know.
Well, you know, if I went, I'd have to drive, and it's an 18-hour drive. So I better leave now.
Come on
Whoa.
down, Brad. Hey, we
Oh,
welcome
man.
our Canadian brothers down here too, man.
Can a guy
No,
still get
man.
accommodations in that area?
yeah, you can.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
We all know that Kenan likes it to be called Nobby anyway, right?
Oh, Brian just threw up a great comment
Shoot.
on there. Throw that up on the screen, Joey.
Well, I'm trying to figure out how to get it to my computer where I can do it.
Oh, I got you.
Well, I just sent him the
The
chat.
shirt trade program. Shirt
Oh, the
trade-in
trade in
program?
the old ones? No, I can't
They
trade
sent
mine.
him-
It's-
Facebook that poster.
Joey.
Yeah,
Huh?
Joey, did you get what Melissa sent to you?
in Messenger.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Got it in Messenger.
Yeah, apparently she sent you a Walmart receipt. Just disregard that.
Yeah, tell her to send the credit card numbers too.
Hey, she can. That's actually her credit card. It's not even my name's not even on it. I don't even care.
I need the 3 digits on the back.
You know, they was
Here,
gonna
I'll
have
hold the
them.
card up to the screen. How about that? I'll flip it around for you
Away
guys.
with
Okay.
them.
That's a good idea.
Uh-oh. There he
That's
is,
a good
Mr.
idea.
7 Point himself.
Look,
Mr. 7 Point, is that his new name?
Well, I think he commented something about there. Didn't you just knock down a 7 point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Congratulations on your harvest, man.
Yeah. Thank you. I could have had another one. I was out, what day? I don't know, Thursday. And another buck come walking in and stood 20 yards from me, just staring at me. And I'm like, you lucky little bugger, you. So
Don't make me get y'all back on bees again.
Yeah.
see?
Sidetracked easy.
Yeah.
They were doing it in the state.
I can't, Mike, I can't touch bees up here.
It was 32 degrees up here, Joey, this morning.
32.
Yeah, I was flipping out. My water cup slid off the top of my car because it had frost on it. It hit the
Oh,
ground.
boy.
That's not good for us Southern boys.
Yeah.
I had
Aw.
the only thing I had to do with bees is I drove over there this evening and flipped my buckets over because we're supposed to go down to 34, and I'm not playing that. I'm going to leave them flipped over for probably 2 days or so, and then I think we'll be warm enough where I can leave them flipped back on for about 5 days. But
We could feed through December.
I don't even want to talk to you.
Yeah.
I don't want to feed all winter. Put them away.
No.
Go do something else.
It is the time when I get to a point where I'm excited to be away from them for a couple months, where I do need a reprieve, and I got to be able to get away and go do stuff. But then I get
This is-
excited in January.
It's me. That's the strangest thing. When I started beekeeping, it was like in the fall. Oh, I can't wait to put the bees away and get the bees off my back. And in spring, I can't wait to get the bees out.
That's right.
It's
I
so
can't
weird.
wait either. I look so forward to your moving out videos. when you do
Yeah.
it. I do.
Here it is. I got it.
Oh yeah.
No.
Yeah, I'm in, man. I definitely go. I missed it last year because I just wasn't sure I was gonna make it.
I'll forward this to you, Mike, and you
Okay.
should be able to that top scan. What you call that?
The QR code.
Yeah, the QR code. You should be able to go there and get your.
Shoot, you leave it up long enough, I'll do it right now. I can
Right.
get the QR code now. Yeah, it won't go through my screen for whatever reason.
I can send it to him.
Oh well. I'll send it to me, Joey. I'll get it.
All right. Now I'm scared to close it out.
Shut us all off.
Send it to him.
Hey, Joey, Melissa's going to send that over to Mike. And then
Okay.
Mike, she's also going to send you the information for the EMBA thing too, if you had any interest. I'm sorry, when I say EMBA, I mean the Eastern Missouri Beekeepers Association.
Yeah, just yeah, I'll look at that. I to tell them today I'd love to be able to go. Joey and I talked about going last year together and riding up there, but it just the time frame was not right. But I was still working too then. So
Yeah. Well, hey, bring your security with you. When he shaves his head and he's got that bald head, he looks more intimidating with the goatee and all. That gives him more clout, gives him more, And then he can. And then Missouri's a carry state. You're friendly there. You come riding up with that. Nobody has a problem with that. No issues there whatsoever.
Well,
so
we
security and all that good jazz.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, I don't care what he looks like. As long as he's packing, I'm good.
Those spammers that come on last week, they really like these bald head. They all kinds of nice comments about it.
Mike, Melissa sent it to Facebook Messenger. Just an FYI.
Yeah, she's got my number. Get on her.
She's on her iPad. She said it was easier.
I hate Messenger. I'll look it up.
All right, I'll text it to you.
She'll text it to you as well.
I hate
That's
Facebook.
so much
I don't know why I still got an account with it.
I like using Messenger for sending things like videos, pictures. It'll retain the quality of the picture and the video. You can't send it through text or email, things like that, unless you obviously zip it down and email it. So that's my form to send over pictures and things of that nature.
There, now he's got
Peters.
it.
Hey, Russell.
Yeah, there's one of them. And see what y'all charging for them tickets before I start going in there.
It should be free because I paid for it.
Yeah, I got it in the messenger. I just seen it in the messenger, but then I got to zip back and forth.
Mike, are you in Virginia now?
Yeah. Yep.
Fun.
I got to leave tomorrow. It was really good. I was telling them about it. It was really good. We enjoyed it.
That's good.
Nice group of people. Which beekeepers usually I haven't been to a convention where I haven't had a bunch of nice guys and gals hanging out with and fellowshipping.
Yeah, nice. Are you going in January?
To the expo?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Lord willing. Yeah, I'm definitely planning on it. I got my ticket and hotel room, and now I'm debating whether I want to carry my RV trailer house up there instead and just cancel my room.
I'm in the same dilemma, Mike. I don't know if I want to haul the camper up there or.
Well, if you do, that might sway me a little bit. If you do, I don't know. At least I got something. But we're going to be coming out of Florida, so we got to go up through Atlanta with it and everything. And that's not fun. But
Oh my gosh, man, no. Atlanta's horrible.
But that Cummins, I can't get over that thing, how it pulls. So it's like to pull that thing around the country. It just blew me away. So
that Cummins is a treat, isn't it?
Oh my gosh!
I know. I love mine.
Oh yeah, and you told me that when I first bought it. And but if either way, I'm going though. We've got a room and we got my ticket already. And Jill,
I just yesterday got my ticket.
Did you?
Yeah. I've been teeter-tottering what to do. I've been like, I didn't know if I'd go. I didn't know, I don't know. My dilemma was like, I'm not part of the Queen Right Dial anymore. So I walked away from that just because I wanted to like thin out some of the stuff I was doing. and I don't want to go down there and work a booth. So I was like, I had it tossed around in my head. I'm like, do I just take a year off and just don't go? And, but then I got thinking, I'm like, man, I might as well just go. So I got my ticket yesterday. So got everything all set up. But I got to work on Thursday. So I'm going to end up working Thursday and driving down late in the evening Thursday. And I'll be there Friday and Saturday.
What's the drive for you, Brian?
I think it's like 5 hours or something like that. It's not bad.
No, not bad at all. It's only it's like 4.5 for me.
Yeah, it's
pretty
not
easy.
bad at all. Let me see. Louisville.
Louisville.
Louis.
Louisville. So, to Louisville, it's 5 hours 32 minutes. So it's not bad.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, and I typically, like, if I train, I usually am done at 3:30. So, I can be down there, 9? It won't be that late. So,
Yeah.
it won't be bad. No, don't even see. Russell says maybe we'll have another snowstorm. Don't even.
Yeah, I hope not.
No, I drove down there that year to Sevierville when there was that catastrophic snowstorm that wiped out Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
And where we thought it was going to be like a 7 or so hour drive, it took us like 13 hours.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, Melissa and I came in a day early and we missed all that.
Oh, it was horrible.
That's why we came in a day early, because that was being called
Oh,
for.
yeah. They were kind of calling for something, so we decided to go in a day early. We didn't have as much going on at that time.
Yeah.
So we're going to go down there. We're extremely glad we did that, too.
Yeah. And then driving down
that was the year I met y'all.
Yep. Down in the lodge store, right?
I did a lodge store. Yep. Stevie's
Tell you what,
looking
never
at me,
forget it.
looking at me, and then he's like, "You do YouTube?"
Yep. I knew I recognized you. I'm like, because we watched a lot of your videos, and I'm like, there's a handful of people we watched. You were definitely right there on the top of the list. And I told Melissa, I'm like, when you see somebody out of place, you're not sure, right? And I'm not the guy that just goes around and starts, hammering on people. But I'm like, that's got to be Mike Berry. So then when I noticed we made eye contact a couple of times, I'm like, I'm pretty sure this is Mike. So I'm like, I got to stop him.
Are you really paying attention, fellas, to what he's saying? Huh? Can you repeat that you don't ever go around and talk to people and all that?
I'm kind of a shy guy.
I'm going to question that remark. Very much so.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's got to be the most understated statement, maybe. If it's not the worst one I ever heard, it's sure in the top 5.
Oh, man.
He'd talk to a rock, Mike, don't he? He'll talk to it.
I shouldn't feel special. Is that what you're telling me?
See? Look, even Sandy Valley there says Tom is naturally shy. He knows. He understands it.
I love what Brian Cooper there said. JW looks like he caught another raccoon.
Yeah.
Hey,
That's Boz. That's the singing pup.
I'm insulting my old buddy here.
He got himself a haircut.
You guys keep making fun of him. I'll have him sing. Show him he's smarter than the average coon, aren't we, buddy?
He's got his toy with him today.
Yeah.
Look at him.
Look at that fella.
Hey, Boz.
That's great.
Get me off of there, Joey.
Hey, JW, you're going to have to start charging him for that, right?
What's up, Charlie?
Hey, Charlie.
Hey,
Charlie, you snuck in.
yeah, I snuck in. How's Virginia back, Mike?
Nice, really nice. Nice and cold. And the weather's pleasant and the sights are beautiful. And People are great. So, yep, loving it. Having a great time. Talked a lot with Bill the other night. So,
Did you?
like I told you, I told you that on the stream. Yep.
Yeah, I was thinking
You get
about
on here
going
on
down there, but
time,
I
Tom,
just didn't go.
or Todd. If you get on here on time, Todd, you'd know where this picture came from. I bet Mike Berry knows where it come from. My green screen picture behind me, Mike, you know where that is?
Yeah. It looks like the Vatican.
No. That's
It's
Jeff
close.
Bischoff's hangout. That's the Abbey. They're coming.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Okay, so that
church.
must be the. Yeah, I didn't go in that one. I went in the where they eat at.
I
The
figured you'd
rectory.
been in there. I figured you might have been in there sometime.
Huh.
No, not in there. I've been in the rectory and one other place in there, but that's been painted. But that's it. I didn't go in. They don't let me in there.
Afraid the roof would fall in. That's what I told him. So I'm going in there, but don't be surprised if the roof falls in. Collapses.
Hey, I'll be right back. I gotta go check something.
The only problem, Mike, with carrying the travel trailer up there is if I have no option to haul anything of much size back if I got that fifth wheel on that truck.
Oh, you can't take yours in because you always haul stuff back for me.
If it
Right on
if
top of
it
the trailer.
if it'll fit in the back seat, maybe I can make that work.
Well, the only reason I'm considering it is I honestly did. Well, when I bought that clarifier and all, I really did get most of the big equipment that I needed. It's been gotten. I don't, unless I get that license uncapper, which I just don't know if I can really afford that this now that I got the clarifier. So I don't have
I
a lot
don't
to
see
bring
me
back.
getting anything big this year either.
I'm not saying I won't. I just know that I don't have any plans to, and I don't really need anything big that I can think of.
Yeah.
And I got plenty of pro nukes for next year, so I don't know.
I'm gonna get a few more of them.
The Pro Nukes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a good price on them. I don't know.
Oh,
I know
yeah.
John will have them, but honestly, I think Charles Linder, the gentleman who produces those, he was there before selling them. Is that right?
He was there last year. I don't know what he had him priced for. I never paid any attention. He was there last year.
Yeah.
He left a day early, I think. I think he may not
Okay.
be back. Cayman might have shut him off. I think he left a day early last year.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know what he was offering if he was offering them.
Chris says he'll be back selling his pro nukes, so he can get them
Okay.
there.
79.
I don't know. He was Hilco had those things pretty cheap, so I would imagine he'll either match it or come lower. So
Chris says
Yeah,
he'll
I
be
don't
there
mind.
again selling.
Charles Linder makes them. That's where they come from.
well, I know, but I tell you what, he couldn't have been much above cost what John was selling them for. I mean, good gracious,
Yeah.
they were
No
he had them
comment.
cheap.
I think there was a guy on Facebook and asking about him. He didn't know what the proper name of him was, but somebody said to him that Hilco was going to sell them, but he didn't see, I guess, Charles Linder's booth's name or whatever. Is Chris, since Chris is in the chat there, is Foxhound Bee Supply going to be there? I didn't see nothing on the vendor list.
Have they ever been there, Charlie?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He was the guy that had the big skeleton with Cayman's face on the front of it.
Yeah, he was there last year for sure.
Chris, you might as well
Yeah.
come on in.
I've bought quite a bit of stuff from Foxhound since he's been in business, but I don't recall ever seeing him at Nobby.
Well, he's been
Oh,
really
yeah.
busy. What do you call it? Putting that new store together and everything.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Chris Madeira says they applied as sting stopper.
Okay.
Oh, is that what it
That's
is?
that's what they go with their
That's their
He must
suit,
be
yeah.
rebranding. Oh, well, that's right. He did tell me. Adam did tell me that
That's what they call that jacket you got.
That's his jacket, and he's rebranding it so
Yeah.
different people can sell the product for him.
I think he did that a couple of years ago because not last year, but the year before, I bought a pair of those gloves or 2 pair, which happens to be ironic because they're still brand new in the bag. I actually we stopped using gloves anymore, so they're still brand new. So
That's the Sting Stopper gloves or whatever. And he's got something like the other kind that's out there.
yeah, so that I know for sure, not 2020. Let me think about this. So, and when we purchased him in 2024, he had already rebranded. So I don't know at what point in time before then they had done that.
Yeah, DC, I got to get a new one. Mine's got holes in it.
You got holes in that new jacket, Charlie?
Yeah.
Yeah. What'd you say, Brad?
That new jacket, you got holes in it? Goodness. I don't have holes in mine. Of course, I only wore it twice.
You never wear them.
I was going to say, you never wear one, Brad.
Oh, I don't. Well, I've worn it a couple times just pulling honey that one time.
My biggest problem is those telly libs that got that tin on there. And
I don't have those either. So
yeah, where they fold them corners, or they'll catch you and then start cutting you. And then the other problem I got is pants I've been buying. It's more like a stretchy. Instead of real denim pants and heavy duty, they cling to you, and the darn bees will light you up in the legs or whatever. Been thinking about buying a new jacket and a full bee suit too. So for that reason. So
well, I figured JW was in visiting the Pope, since the Pope is from Illinois. So I figured maybe there was some business.
You need to take that job, and I wouldn't take it.
Oh man.
Hey, hopefully you're there repenting right now.
My wife will be in here beating on me, and you hear me say that.
Thank you, Cayman.
So I've been listening. I've been melting wax all evening.
Don't take off, Charlie. I'm gonna stir up some conflict here if you come back. Or Joey, excuse me. I didn't mean. Sorry, Charlie. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. Right. Call you Joey.
Got this old thing from the Bee Supply years ago.
Yeah.
I use it all the time. It is about wore out. All wrinkled up. Can't see through it.
You bought that when they came to Louisiana.
Yeah, they were actually the Texas Bee Supply then.
It was when Texas Bee Supply at the time they came to Louisiana. That was in 2019 or something, I think.
That thing's nice.
I've got one like that, but mine's a lot prettier than that.
Yeah, Bracken, the only time I get a new smoker is when I burn a hole in the side of it.
I bought a smoker 10 years ago when I started, and I'm still using the same one. Good old dating.
When you put that torch to the side of that metal to heat it up after a while.
Don't do that.
Don't do that because it burns a hole right through it.
That'll burn the smoker up.
Yeah.
Kill it.
I think Tom can verify this. I've got a smoker that's over 100 years old.
He bought that thing brand new, I bet.
Oh, JW, look who's hammering on you now.
Yeah,
Your buddy.
I didn't say a word, JW. I didn't say a word.
Y'all see that smoker right there? Let's see.
No, you're going to have to put it up first.
Right there. Not this one. Yeah, it's the one on this side. Over here.
The short.
Is that a Roots brand?
That's I don't forget. I think it's a date ant. I'll have to get it down. My uncle gave it to my grandson a few years ago, and he said he had it for years using it when he kept bees. But when he gave it to him, it had been 20 years since he used it. That's how old that thing is. Um, I don't know how long he had it, maybe 20 years, but then didn't use it for 20 years. So anyway, I can't reach it. I'll have to get
I'm
a
good.
stove.
Yes, you boys talk about those smokers. If you don't try to light them with the blowtorch all the time, a gas torch, they'll last a lot longer.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
because you never get them lit any other way.
That's why I'm getting.
You just gotta learn how.
I'm guilty, and I burn them up. I tell you what, that I bought one from Hilco, and it hadn't burned a hole or anything in it yet. It started finally wrinkling a little bit, but and that Man Lake one I had, it lasted a long time with the torch. But yeah, if you use a torch, it's going to be a matter of time where it's
That's what makes them fall apart.
But one thing I like the Man Lake. The bellows has that softer spring in there, and they don't work as much.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just waiting till the pistol grip.
One I use, I've had it probably.
I will be first in
I've had
line
it
to get one
20
of
years.
these.
Tom can verify how it works.
Oh yeah.
Dayton. See?
Yeah.
Nothing
Yeah.
but Dayton, man.
With
I want
leather.
it.
That's the real
Yep.
deal.
What you got?
That doesn't look like it has much use on it though, Joey.
I don't know how much he used it. Well, you know, he is let me get that ugly bald headed so and so out of there. But he is 94. And he hadn't kept bees in a long time, but you know how the old folks used to keep bees, they were only in it a couple times a year. So but I don't know how much use it has had, but it is old.
Yeah, it looks like a few bug holes in the back end of that thing, or unless that was shotguns, pellets.
Probably bug holes.
And there's
Well,
some
I guarantee you the one that I use about
They're-
every day is over 20
They're not
years.
all the way through though.
okay.
Might be a woodpecker. If you leave that thing out long enough, a woodpecker will probably zero in on it.
It's got a number on it. Oh, that's an address. Can't read it.
Yeah, how it does that there.
I've got an old Kelly one in fact.
Italian smoker work, Brian, or wherever it comes from.
That Aposolus,
Yeah, however you pronounce it.
I love that thing. It's French.
Don't use a torch on it, Brian.
No, probably shouldn't. Yeah. Thanks for that advice, though, JW. I would have probably grabbed my torch, thinking, hey, I got to light this thing, and it's good that you told me that.
I'm sure of that.
Yeah. No, that thing, Charlie, is so easy because if there's one colony that I need to do something with, I can grab that darn thing and
Just
go out and do it, and then literally there's no hassle.
yeah.
So
I came and just the technological that's what Todd used.
Yeah.
We had him on the show about a month ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that thing is awesome. That thing is the cat's meow. It's a Cadillac.
That was Michael. He was trying to work to get that ready for Nobby. He said he wasn't sure if that was going to happen, but that was his goal, is to get the technically beekeeping smoker up. And I know Todd had one of the prototypes or demo ones.
He has, even from the one that I had, I think it was in April or May. I think he's already gone through 2 more versions.
wow.
Yeah, he's
And then Mike from 21st B Frames, he had one too. He actually demonstrated it on, I think, was it my show or Bill's, one of the two. He was out there blowing smoke with it.
I had gotten emails, and he wanted me to like schedule up a Zoom call and stuff like that and chat before he was going to send me one. And all the times that he had available were like 1:00 in the afternoon and that for me. And every time I was working, and I'm like, I can't take a half an hour tell my boss, hey, can you cover my training for a half hour? I need to go talk to this guy about a bee smoker. So I told him, I said, if you have something in the evening, I said, I'd love to chat with you and I'd love to compare it. Cause I mean, I could use a traditional, I think I've got a Dayton. I could use one of those. I could use the Aposolus and I could use one of those. So that way I'd have like a triple comparison. And it just didn't work out. I never ended up getting one. So
I looked at the Aposolus, the price is a little bit, I don't know. It's kind of like, it's going like from when cars were made, you had the horseless buggy. And to me, the Aposolus is like the horseless buggy. And then Ford really comes out with a traditional car as we know it today. And I think this technological beekeeping smoker is going to be that's going to be it.
It looks good. Yeah. Yeah.
It's so comfortable. I mean, it's just like a hand drill, a really light hand drill.
And you're getting away from this.
Hit the trigger. Yeah. You just
But
hit
it's like what Brian said there. You only need a little bit of smoke for 5 minutes. You just pull it over there and pull the trigger and hit it, and you're done. And you can put it away or put it up on your belt.
Yeah, I'm not saying that this one's better than the Aposolus one, but Brian hit it on the head. It's the convenience of it. You don't have, if you're going to jump into 1 or 2 hives, you don't have to sit there and fire up a smoker. And, all you do is you grab it out of your truck and you go, and that's it.
Well, and like Damien, I spoke to the guy, the founder of Aposolus, and one of his talking points was the risk of fire. And in Europe, he said they have that problem, and there have been reports of fires that were started from smokers. Now, there was just someone that commented, I think it was in Texas Friendly Beekeepers, that from his smoker, he said he normally has like a tin that he puts it in, and he set it on the ground just for like a split second and did something and turned around, and it burnt 4.5 acres of land.
Yeah. That's my biggest fear, because this time of year it's dead grass. Well, actually, it's actually green now, but during the summer it's dead grass. It's not like the Midwest where it's green.
Yeah,
and then it turns brown in the wintertime. It's dead here in the summer, and
yeah,
it's not a good feeling if you start this.
Chris says us Ohio folk don't have those problems, but I'll tell you like you were saying, Todd, the convenience of that, and even the technically beekeeping, the convenience of a smoker that you can just grab it, and if you're going to out yards and you don't want to have to worry about driving them with a hot smoker, that thing is gold.
Yeah, it is. And I guess he's going to have different. Well, I know he's going to have one main version, but I'm wondering if he's going to have different smoke flavors, I guess you could call it.
Yeah.
Flavors.
I know with Aposolus, what they did is they have 2 different versions of solution. The very first one, they said it was like 85% effective when compared to a traditional smoker. And like they sent it off to some university or something, and they had them like with videos, compare stuff, and they did all this research. They updated it, and there's a updated solution that has 4 compounds in it instead of 3, and it's like 95% effective.
Wow.
Yeah, well, that was what Mike out there at 21st Bees. He had like 4 different vials, and he was supposed to report on how well each one pushed the bees.
Yeah. And Galloway was doing that too, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Well, didn't you do that, Todd?
Yeah, I had 4 different ones, and there was one specific one that really moved them. Another one didn't have really too much of an effect, but they all worked. One really worked.
Yeah.
So, and then I wrote it down, and he had them numbered. Only he knew what they were, and so I'm sure he numbered every one of them differently. Like, let's just say, for example, it's pine needle oil or whatever. My number was, M 24, and then if he sent it to Brian, that same flavor could have been G17.
Yeah.
So he really knew the number. No one else did. So
A blind study. Yeah.
yeah.
I'll have to, if he's going to be there, I'll have to check that out because, I mean, I'm always curious when there's new gadgets like that come out. I'm always curious to take a look at it. So he should enter it into the competition there.
Yeah.
He should. I mean,
yeah.
I wouldn't see why not. I mean, there's certain items like a smoker. A bee smoker has been a smoker for how long?
Yeah, exactly.
So,
JW, he would know.
I told you, he's over 100 years old.
I saw some old videos when they used to have the what do you call it? What they used to keep bees in?
Skeps.
Yep, they'd have those shelves up there, and people were paid just to sit there and watch all those skeps. There's an old video. It's on YouTube, and these guys would be sitting there with these big old pipes smoking on them. And when they finally see one about to swarm, they'd go up there with a sack and put a little smoke on them with that pipe, and then put that sack over that entrance and catch that swarm. That's how they made money.
Yeah.
wow.
That was probably back in the 40s or 50s when it was videoed.
That's like those hives over in Europe that are in them wagons or buses or whatever. I don't know I forget what they're called. The ones that they have the back door they open up. They use like some kind of a cigar, but it's not a cigar. It's something just for the bees. They kind of blow at it and blow the smoke in there like that way. Do that. And there's a lady, I think she's coming to Navi as a vendor for those type of hives. And you can still buy this, whatever this thing, it looks like a cigar. It's on a piece of steel, like a pin, where you can set it down on a piece of wood and it'll hold it up in the air.
Interesting.
Cayman, if you can hear me, do you know Selena Bruckner over at Auburn? She's the extension lady for Auburn's bee apiaries, so to speak. I thought Chris mentioned that Auburn was going to be over at the expo this year.
Hey, JW, since you're over there in Italy right now, can you get some of that white smoke that they put in that pipe when they're voting on a new
white smoke?
Little pellets. I bet they're little pellets you could put in your smoker. That'd be really good. You could get the black smoke too,
Oh, you boys.
There'll probably be a lightning storm over my house tonight.
Yeah.
I've known her for a while. So.
Hey, Todd, if you look behind you, there's already one over the American barn.
Yeah.
He's responded, Chris, I think. Yeah. I just know her from days gone by. She's got family here in the town I live in, so that's the reason well, she doesn't have family. Her boyfriend has family here in the town I live in. Nice young lady. Even though she has got a PhD in something, maybe a couple of them.
JW, I think you're going to have to duke it out with Matt to pick me up at the airport.
He can have you. I don't care. He'd be the last thing I'd be fighting over. I'm worried about you turning my truck over anyway.
Oh,
doing this. Limberneck all them women walking down the street. First I ever did see.
Well, I hope we're not driving down a street that has a bunch. Well, never mind. I won't go down there.
Uh-oh.
I won't go down that road. I won't go down that road.
This is fixing to do this right now.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm going to stir up a hornet's nest. I'm going to bring up a new subject, if I may. Joey, I watched your video today. Did anybody else on the chat watch Joey's last video about moving them beehives
Oh, yeah, that's where he got stung
Yes,
in
sir.
it.
over 3 or 4 days period of time?
Yep.
I'm going to suggest that you don't have to do that. I mean, anybody agree, disagree, want to comment?
You don't have to.
Well, there's variations for sure.
What happened,
I've
Brad?
moved them from 3 feet to
He's
2
disappearing
miles,
tonight.
and I've never done it. And I do it all at once.
Yeah.
So you're going to move them 15 feet, 20
Yep.
feet, no
Yep.
problem.
Yep.
So what's your secret then? Come on, spell it.
Well, you can
Yes,
ask Tom
he's a
what
go
I do. I'll let him tell you. I don't normally try to tell people how to do that. I just,
Well, I'm not asking you to tell people how to do it. I'm asking you how you do it.
I'll tell you what I do. I drive a T-post down, put a pallet on up right on in front of the T-fest, make them reorientate. What I do, right up against the entrance. But if I'm in the bind or out in an out yard or something, I'll put stack brush in front of it. They'll reorientate. I've never.
Well, first of all, it's reorient, and so I don't know what a T-post has to do with anything, but I've heard about the branches and bushes thing before.
Yeah.
Probably JW puts a few cow flops in there and they just stay right in there for a few days.
Oh, you can. But I'm serious. I mean, you can. I've never ever, they say move it 3 feet or 3 mile. That's all baloney, as far as I'm concerned. I've been at this a day or two.
I've
If I
always
was going to move it 15 feet away, I'd grab a handful of grass and shove it in that entrance and then move the box, and they'll push that stuff out eventually, and then they know they need to reset.
So what about the bees that are flying?
They could find new.
They
They
just
could
go
make their way
somewhere.
another.
I'm going to suggest that
Okay,
they
so-
know the pheromone anyway. You guys got them in pallets.
Okay, so you're doing this within the apiary, and you're thinking that the stragglers will find another home, which is true.
Yeah.
But
Well,
let's not lead anybody astray that you can just pick up a hive and move it 20 feet and all is well.
Well, I feel like
There's things you need to do.
Everybody's straight.
Yeah, you're going to have a little drift or loss or whatever you want to call it.
Because not everybody has an apiary full of bees. Like my apiary, there's bees everywhere. There's hives everywhere. It's not an issue. But not everybody has that. A lot of people that have 1 or 2 colonies.
Yeah, no, that's true.
So I don't want them going moving the hive 30 feet and then, oh, my bees are on the ground. Right?
Yeah.
Did you ever see that happen?
Yes.
You have.
Yes.
I moved hives and the bees will be on that wooden rack there. Like, where's the hive at?
They'll drift. They'll usually find some common place that they drift and hang on the corner or something or other. But yeah, they're just kind of, where'd home go? Right.
Okay. That's the reason I brought it up for discussion, but I don't agree with either one of you.
Well, you don't have to agree with me. I know what I've seen and I know what's happened.
My own daddy never agreed with me very much.
He didn't want to spoil you, Joey.
Your mom.
Hey, true story about moving them. So I had a nuke that I sold a guy, and he come and got it, and he literally lived probably as the crow flies at the most, probably about a half a mile. And he come and bought that nuke that day, and it was all by itself on a pallet in the corner of my property. And I told him, I said, Shane, I tell you, he got them in the evening. I said, these foragers are going to come back here. And so he picked it up. He moved it. It was between a quarter and a half a mile to his house through the woods out on another highway. He dropped them there. And I tell you what, that next day, I had a pile of bees on that pallet sitting there just hanging out, laying there. They had nowhere to go because I had no other hives around it. And they sat right there.
The effort to reorientate them. So what I'm telling you, at a short distance, you got to reorientate them.
But if you move the hive while the foragers are out, nothing's going to make them reorient to a new location
Right.
because
That's what they were.
they don't know where they've come from.
Like,
Right?
I had a ball of bees. I got half his field bees
Right?
back
If you
from him.
take the
So
home
I made a
away,
good deal on that nuke.
if they're out in the field and you take home away, there's nothing you can put in front of an entrance that's going to cause those foragers that are away to magically determine where
Well, I normally do it late of an evening
home.
or early of a morning before they're
Exactly. You do it while the
You're gonna
bees
have
are in the
some.
hive.
You're going to have some that to go to other hives, but they're going to do that anyway. You know.
Yeah, they gonna be dead in about 2 weeks anyway, or less.
Just posted a picture of where that came.
This conversation is reorientastic.
Brian's had some really good comments on here. Have you guys been following this stuff?
Reorient.
But if I'd have just moved them from point A to point B, I wouldn't have had but a 15-second video.
Well, that's no,
Look at the monetization value. I mean,
comment that you don't have to move them a foot or 3 foot at a time.
Well, I do like I do. Just wait till January. You lock them in. It's cold.
Yeah.
They're all in the house. I like my nukes where I'm going to have these dead outs where these production hives are. Put them on a hand truck, roll them down there, put them on the thing, and let them sit there for a day. And then I'll open up the screen. They'll calm down by that time. And it'll be cold and won't fly anyway. So.
But you can, and I've told people this. Sometimes they've moved the hive, and they ask me about it, and I tell them what to do. Close it up late that evening, and move it that night, or either early the next morning. And I've had them tell me they moved them like 5 miles, and said the bees still came back. A bunch of bees still came back. I said no, they didn't. Those bees slept on a limb somewhere last night.
Yeah.
They just made it back the next day.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have that too.
I'll agree with that, but I'm telling you, the majority of them will go to the home hive, in my opinion, and it's due to pheromone. It's not due to the. I think they recognize the pheromone for a good distance.
Granted, I've not tried the whole add
Sure.
twigs and trees and brush in front of the entrance thing. I've not tried that. I'm going to try that one day because they say it works. JW says it works. It works. However, I do know when I make nukes in my apiary here, I'll choose bees and brood from one or more colonies. I'll put them in my little 4-frame boxes, move them to my buildings and I only move my building because I can close the entrance and keep it cool in there for them. If I leave those bees in there one night, I can bring them back to my apiary, and those nukes will severely depopulate the next day. If I leave them in there 2 nights, meaning one entire flight day, they don't. I'm not saying they don't lose any because I don't count the bees, right? But they don't depopulate to a point that I even notice that they've depopulated at all. So I'm going to assume that in all practicality, they've all stayed in the hive.
Oh, what's the older fella? He may be my age. He may be older than me. I'm not even sure. Up there in Vermont, it's the Holly.
Michael Palmer.
Michael Palmer. He's put out some videos on that as to what he thinks, how long it takes bees to, forget the old spot. In other words, move to the new spot, if you want to put it, and how long it takes them to leave.
And what's his conclusion on that?
I'm not gonna comment to what the answer was, Brad, because I don't know. But I've seen he's got some videos out on it. If you look back to some of his old videos.
Well, I'll look for that because this is a topic of interest to me.
I think he said like maybe 3 days for them to,
In my experience, in my testing, it's not that long. It's 1 day.
Okay.
It's kind of like a rainy day or a cold day where they're not flying. It's 1 day of flight. So it's a night. They don't fly at night.
Yeah.
It's a night, a day, and a night. And then they don't remember. That's just according to what I've been doing for quite a number of years here, works. And I know, again, if I go, one night and then, some of the next day, it doesn't work. I've had that problem. I've made that mistake and only left them one night and it doesn't work. But the whole branches and things stuff, I've never tried that. I need to try because people always bring that up when I when I try to say 2 nights, blah blah blah. People, well, you put branches in it, so I got to try that.
I've tried it. I put like pine needles, so they would have to crawl out of there. They know
Like Todd
something.
says, he jammed some grass in there, so they have to fight their way out, and that somehow
Toilet
resets
tissue.
things.
It gets them because they're not going out the entrance, and like every other day, something changed. So
Right.
Them reorientate.
Huh?
It makes them reorient.
Yeah, they start reorienting to that spot.
Brian gets it.
Reorientate.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll bring up
Reorientate.
a new argument for you guys if you like. If you're not under a honey flow and you move that colony and you lose those bees, it doesn't matter. Unless you're in a neighborhood area where you'll have a lot of bees hanging from a tree, right? But otherwise, if you're not under a nectar flow and you lose forage force, it's not a problem.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if I go that far.
Well, I'll just say this. Okay, here's another example. And
I think I know what you're trying to say.
Commercial, but if you're going to be moving bees from one location to another, and they have a distance of ride, and let's just say for commercial guys, are trying to keep them in singles. Let's say you're in an area, you pollinated, or you had a honey crop, you pulled off a box, you pulled off some honey, and you're going to transport them. You're probably wanting to lose some of those packed bees in that colony so they don't overheat during travel. So, I'll give you, for example, Mike down there, what's his face? Randy. They used to make packages. Well, not packages. They used to set up colonies down there when these guys would move these commercial bees out from where they're at down there. They'd have so many bees hanging from these huge pines. They were, on this video, they were breaking 4 to 6 inch branches. And I don't think these commercial guys cared because they didn't want that extra bee power or that extra field force in there when they were moving them.
Well, that was just leftover bees. And so what would happen is they would move all their bees out for the year. And those are all the left, like Joe was saying, all the ones that are coming back, all the foragers coming back. They didn't care if they weren't in there because their bees were heading out back to Minnesota or North Dakota or California. They weren't worried about it. So
yeah, they didn't have time to plug them up.
Right. And this is a beekeeper with 24,000 hives. So, when they were all up in the trees, that's his excess field bees. So, yeah, Randy and them would go get a bunch of nukes and frames and drop a queen in every single one and then shake them down on the truck on top of all those boxes, let all the bees figure out where they wanted to go, shut the lids, and take them home.
That was quite the video, too, when I seen that. I couldn't.
He's done a few more since then, too.
I don't think that video did justice for how many bees were hanging in that tree.
No, it's amazing how many bees out there. There's for somebody like you and I, there's probably 25 hives of bees out there.
Oh, it seemed like it.
Wow.
Well, I can tell you what Tom Sauceman does to them bees in the tree.
Here we go.
Shots fired.
He goes by.
I let them go. They stayed in the tree. Last year was a cold winter, and I wanted to see for sure if they were even going to remotely survive. And unfortunately, it was too cold. There was probably
he done to them like he done to the hive beetles, Joey. He's going to get us barred. I'm telling you.
see, Matt's comment. That's a really good comment. This summer, what were we doing? Lexi was out this summer. We were feeding the nukes or something like that. And so you may have all seen my nukes sitting out in the pallets and kind of side by side. And we're looking in some of them, and she opened this one and she said, wow, there's not that many bees in here. And I looked, and sure enough, it was pretty small. And the one next to it was really strong. And I said to her, watch, I'm going to give you a tip. You can do this. And so I just picked up the small one, moved it away, pulled the strong one into its place, put the the weak one in the place of the strong one. And then sure enough, all the foragers are just populating this weak hive. And she thought I'd cured cancer, right? She just thought that was the most amazing thing. And I said, that's, just one of those principles that you can use to your benefit to equalize things out sometimes.
The pheromone didn't matter. They went
Didn't
back
matter at all. It was all because it was the second hive from the right.
Yeah.
When they were coming home, they didn't care what it's, and it was,
and that's a strategy.
10 inches away, right? The
Yep.
entrances are 10 inches apart, and they would go to the same position that they had come out of.
I can almost read their minds when they land in there with that pollen and they come in and said, wow, I just got a dizzy feeling. What's going on here?
It's different.
What did y'all do to the place?
There's a lot of really nifty principles that you can use. I don't think it's really as simple as, I make it out to be sometimes when I say, oh, just 2 nights. It's not just that easy. And sometimes it is. Todd says you push grass, and JW, you put some twigs and branches or whatever, and sometimes that's all it takes.
I know when Kenny got the swarm happen, he'll see swarm cells. He'll go in and either take them and use them somewhere else or call them. And he'll turn around and take that hive that was going to swarm. And he'll immediately move it to where he's got a weaker one and take that weaker one and put it where that swarm was.
Yep.
And he'll knock that workforce down. And they'll usually, not every time now, but probably 8 out of 10 times, they won't rebuild swarm cells in that hive because he'll move them immediately after he calls them and or uses them somewhere else. Swaps those 2 with a weak one. And, hey, that weak one gets built with the workforce. That other one loses her whole workforce. And, it works out for him. Just another tool, like you're talking about reorienting and moving hives in other places.
Mm-hmm.
I've done that lazy man's way in my apiary with the tractor. I'll just pick up the pallets and shuffle the deck, move them all over the place. And I actually was my second summer beekeeping. I discovered that sort of by accident. I had some bees. They were a little bit in the shade, and they were really grumpy. And I was trying to manage them, and I was having a heck of a hard time. So I went and picked up the pallet that they were on, and I moved it away about 30 feet. And they were easy to manage then, I'll tell you. But there was a whole bunch of foragers that were really confused. Where did it go? So when I was done managing, then I could move it back where it was, and then they flooded into the hives. So it really made management easy. Move it away about 30 feet, and all those old nasty bees are not in the picture.
Hey, I want to see if I can do a light topic change. I want to show you guys something.
No.
Joey's not in here. I just wanted to show this picture here. This is something that might need to be noticed. Do you guys see what my wife is doing down there in Jamaica? Do you see what she's up to down there? Those poor folks in Jamaica.
Yeah.
Now you guys know what I get to deal with, all right?
That's what you go through every day.
I asked you. I see. Look, I asked you if you're all right. It looks like she's throwing stuff at you now. So
Mama ain't happy. Ain't nobody happy.
I just got a good short.
wait till we see a skillet go flying by.
I'm sorry, I derailed a good argument. Go back to it, fellas. DC, yes, I am.
I got to talk bees for a little bit, Joy.
Yeah.
Not something controversial.
I've gotten to the point I just move them. Whatever happens, happens. I don't even reorient them. I just move them. If I got to move them, I move them. They'll figure out somewhere to go. If I don't like the hive, I'll shake it. They'll all figure out where to go in the end.
Yeah.
That's my thinking too. But if you make them reorientate, it'll help the cause.
I don't reorientate mine. I reorient them.
Thanks, Mike.
Hey, knock it off, Mike. Nobody likes somebody playing Brad here.
Nobody likes a wise guy.
Brad has the best English and so good.
It's the
with his
Queen's
words.
English.
That's it.
That's funny.
Yeah, Brian, that's about the truth right there.
So
I catch
you
myself on my videos all the time. I catch myself. It's like, what's the word?
so are you gonna speak tomorrow, Mike?
No,
Yes.
I only had one. Yeah, I just had one here. Most everybody had just one. I think one guy's got two. That's it.
Did Michael have a presentation as well, or a
Yeah,
topic?
he's one of the guys that's got two. Actually, that's the first time I've ever met Michael Bush.
No, I'm sorry.
Oh
Forgive
no,
me.
Michael didn't speak. Oh, I thought you meant Michael Bush. He's here. He's got two, and it's.
Yeah.
I actually sat next to him at lunch today, and that's the first time I've ever met him in person. Interesting fellow, for sure.
I would have loved to seen that.
Wasn't
Yeah, he
Michael
had his-
Bush? Wasn't he the gentleman that was at the Midwest Honeybee
Yeah,
Expo?
yeah, the
in
one that-
Wisconsin.
Yeah,
Yes.
and he's very strong. He's very strong in what he does, and I respect that. That's his business.
Yeah.
But he's also a smart beekeeper. I mean, he's a smart guy.
Yeah.
He's a hippie. He's an old hippie, but I want to
He
get his
was-
book. I really should. I need to get his book while I'm here and have him sign it. But
He was on a panel discussion at the Midwest Honeybee Expo last year in February
Oh, I
with
know about that.
Ian Stepler,
mhm.
Michael Bush, and James Lee. And I'll
Yep.
tell you what, I watched that intently, because what you basically have is, that's almost like talking politics a little bit. You have guys that are
Yep.
treatment free against somebody who runs a commercial operation that needs it for sustainability and income. Well, probably more for his circumstance. Brad can probably correct me here. Probably more sustainability than income. I think that income side of that's probably small potatoes compared to the farm, but nonetheless,
No,
going from guys
no
who don't,
small potatoes.
yeah,
That,
Well,
that's
Well,
that's
I was
just-
torn. I was torn on that being done. I think Greg didn't realize he knew what he was doing, but at the same time, he didn't. I think it hit him a little harder when it was halfway through what he had created with that panel.
Yeah.
you think so?
Yeah, because that was, I don't know, man. That I just don't know if you put a panel like that. And that's just like asking. That's like somebody raising their hand at a bee meeting, going like they did in Texas when I was at Winding Creek, and we had a panel, and we're totally. There's two of us up there that are totally opposite, but we get along and we keep bees the same with a lot of things, but we have opposite views on sustainability and all that. And the
Mhm.
guy in the back says, "Hey, got a question. Should I treat for Mike or should I not?" And that's then he asked that, and I looked.
No,
and
he
I
did
said,
that on purpose.
no, this was a new guy. I said, "Oh no, we're not even going there." And the other guy wanted to go there, but what I'm saying is when you put that in front of a group of beekeepers where it's split up amongst so many at a big convention, I just don't think that was the right thing to do. But it's my call.
But
That
see,
was-
you even got different groups of treatment-free
That's right.
people. You got
Mhm.
some that just don't use chemicals. You got others that think you shouldn't even make splits to be treatment-free.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Leave them totally alone.
Well, that's like James Lee. James Lee was, I think, when he first started out, was hardcore and treatment free, and now he will treat. If it's
Yes, he
over a
will.
certain threshold. But
Yeah.
he's trying to develop that bee that's going to take care of itself.
Mhm.
And I remember years ago, Michael Bush was at West Virginia, and I think Michael Palmer. They butted heads big time over the
Yeah.
treatment thing. And
I just think you set up a bad thing.
when
Yeah.
I started out, Michael Bush was pretty prominent at the time, and I read his book on a couple of chapters of it. It was third or fourth edition, and he was out there in Nebraska, I think is where he lives, and
Yeah.
he had nukes, and he had like 20 nukes, and he had heat lamps in this here. He made like a
Yeah.
plywood top and put heat lamps in and little fans that keep them alive. And that's back at that time. Nobody really knew what to do with the varroa mites at the time. We never had any clear direction until Sammy Ramsey came along and said, hey, this is what's really happening. It isn't, the hemoglobin and all that other stuff. So then after that, everybody seemed to be on the same pathway.
Yeah.
Well, I guess what I was saying with that situation was when you have a panel at a bee conference, it's a pretty big bee conference, to set up a dynamic like that in front of an entire crowd, to me, is almost counterproductive, because now you're going to confuse people. Because, like you said, those two had butted heads. Well, if you're butting heads in front of everybody, think about the new beekeepers that are just trying to research this out, whichever way they want to go. I don't bash you for going which way you want to go. I'm good. Everybody has their operation, their goals. Do your thing and figure it out. Know your enemy, though. I still say study the mite, know what it does. And that was brought up today. But to set up a dynamic like that, man, of guys that are polar opposites on their treatment / non-treatment versus management strategies and all that, it was just, I don't know about that one, Tom. But,
But I thought those guys handled Ian and all those guys handled it really well, because in a sense, if you looked at it like this, you kind of had one full treatment free guy, a guy that was mostly treatment free, and a guy that will do whatever is necessary to sustain his colonies for an income. And whichever person you sided with, there probably wasn't a right or wrong there, because everybody has their own ideas, and that's the beauty of this, right? But I thought all three of them were professionals, and they all handled it pretty well. Again, Ian being the guy who really is kind of, in a sense, over there off to his own. You know what I mean?
Well, the way I heard it said was that it was going good and it was going well, but then when asked a question, Michael Bush got put on his heels and a couple times, and with no answer, because Ian's polite. He's not going to go out there, because he's going to bring you what he's going to bring you is facts, statistics, and research, because that's what he does. He studies that stuff, and so I just felt like, wow. And this was actually, Greg was the one telling me about how it went down. Mm-hmm. And part of the way through it, he realized, oh my gosh, I got three guys up here that this could go good and this could go bad.
It could. Yeah, it absolutely could. It's almost like a political discussion, right? I mean, that can get hairy pretty quickly.
But I think the key is, like what Mike, what you're saying is that new beekeeper has got to get out there and study the enemy, you might say, the mite, and study and get all the facts and figures and go which way they want to go. But trying to get them to do that is, I don't know. A lot of them in my clubs is they want to be spoon fed all the time. So I had one guy in there that basically he just came out and said, just tell me what to do. And I said, no, you got to go out and you got to read about this, or you view certain videos that are out there that are quality educational type information videos. He didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
And
Charlie, I had in that Jim Asucci guy. He's a molecular biologist who recently retired, and he's the one that developed all the information, the field trials in Canada and here on the Naroa product, and worked on it for quite some time. I think it was a dozen years. Anyway, I had him here presenting on that. What he did in his presentation was very, very well-rounded, and it was very, very very practical. Okay. It was practical beekeeping, how to apply. He told you about the pest, the varroa, some facts about that pest that you were trying to deal with. He told you about different treatment options, whether they were synthetic, whether they were mechanical, or they were organic, and some of the pros and cons that we know, factual information, that pros and cons of each one of them. And then he said, and I was sitting in the back the whole time, and I'd heard this presentation a few times, so I was just kind of sitting back. And then he says, okay, and then toward the end of it, he says, I've given you all this information. He goes, but for now, he goes, for all the rest of you who want to be told what to do, here's what I do. And I was scanning the entire room, and I'm telling you, more hands went to the notepads and pictures went to the slideshow after that. And I'm like, he gave you all the tools that you needed to make an informed decision for yourself. But at the end of the story, this crowd, by and large, not all, by and large, wanted to just be told what to do. And I think that kind of is what a lot of small scale or even fairly new beekeepers to the industry want to be told. Just tell me what to do. What do I need to buy to make this thing work? Right.
And it's not that simple.
It's not that simple. You're right.
Now there was he's a beekeeper in Tennessee, and he made a video. Some guy was interviewing him down there. And he was at that last one in what's it called? South of the one that Michael was at. He said that hardly anybody showed up at Murfreesboro. And he had a video, and his last comment was, the guy asked him, he said, what would you tell a new beekeeper? He said, I've found over the years that if you can get that new beekeeper to be able to find a mentor to hook up with just before he even goes to classes, just to kind of see whether he likes it and understands what he's doing, that they have more success of, continuing on and actually, keep their bees alive. And then the second thing was, he said, you can't stop learning. You got to continuously learn. And I'm like, man, you said it right on the top of that, right on nail on the head. But that's the problem I see with people. People don't want to put the effort in the learning part of it. Their education.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my dad told me that education was a few things in life that people wanted the least they could get for their money. Everything else they want the most they can get for their money, except an education.
That's right.
And they want the least they can get.
Sometimes a person wants a distraction or a hobby or a sideline or something that isn't as all-consuming as beekeeping too, and I think that's maybe what catches some people off guard.
Mm-hmm.
They might take this up to say, "Oh, this would be something fun to do on Saturdays," or something, because I, get somebody to tell me how to do it in an hour, and then I'll just do it, and I'll get free honey, and then, and then they kind of get into it and they realize, no, I have to do something in my beekeeping every day.
Mm-hmm.
And I also have to learn about beekeeping almost every day, right? I need a mentor, I need a community, I need research, so I think a lot of people just maybe get into it and don't realize kind of how all-encompassing and consuming it really, and expensive.
Yeah, you said it. I was going to say, pardon my interruption, but there's one other thing you need: money.
Yeah.
If you're just
people come into me here at the mill, and I says, and if they say, about honey, I say, look, it'll be way cheaper for you just to come and buy it from me.
Yeah.
I said, and
spoken like a salesman, Charlie.
That's right. Well,
Yeah. Well, Charlie's honey yields so many things too.
Yeah.
So it's a good value. Charlie's honey is a very good value.
Yeah, I know. I kill allergies, and dogs have allergies, and the people allergies, and I've cured them all.
Sometimes I have allergies to people too.
I'm allergic to Tom.
If you learn how to make suppositories out of them, all that honey, Charlie, to cure other things also.
Oh boy.
So
they won't even assign a mentor until a person has the first year. The mentor doesn't even want them to have bees, and then the second year they get their bees.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a mentor program. And North Carolina has that, where the first year you shadow the beekeeper when you don't have bees, and then the second year you get your bees, and usually the club or whoever the mentor program was running through would get the bees for them. So I thought that was cool.
It is a really good idea, and it holds a lot of value, and you kind of force people into an area where they will give themselves some basic education, and that's really kind of all what it is. Our club started doing that a couple of years ago as we were trying to solve a problem and trying to create some sustainability among beekeepers coming in, as a justice to them, not to us. But in order for them to get a mentor in the EMBA, they have to have had some formal education, not just, Tom or JW's class out in the cornfields, kind of deal. But that's what we were looking for. And just by the way, JW's cornfield beekeeping class would probably be better than mine. Okay, so
I want Charlie to watch my video from the day, Charlie. I made a video today of making hay in Southern Illinois.
Oh, you were just monkeying around.
He was showing off that little John Deere is what he was doing. It didn't even look dirty.
Well, it was. Believe me, I just blowed it off.
And that little thing was turning what, a 6-foot bush hog?
Mm-hmm.
Or brush cutter? I didn't notice if it was a bush hog.
It's a brush cutter, is what it is. It's a heavy duty bush hog or brush cutter, whatever you want to call them. It'll whack one softwood tree, but up to about 2 inches, it'll take them out immediately.
Wow.
I can keep the clutch or the rear end in my tractor. So I even mentioned it, your name, Charlie. I wanted you to see my hay field.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
You have to watch it sideways.
Yeah.
I can't figure out how to straighten that up. I messed with it for an hour.
Well,
You should have sent it to me first.
I just took that, how I do things. I just took it with my phone. So
yeah, you're standing on your head.
Sir?
You quit standing on your head when you're taking the
laying down.
You did it with your iPhone?
Yes.
You can actually rotate that before you do anything with it.
I need a tutorial. I need some mentoring on the iPhone protocol.
Yeah.
I like Matt's comment, and I have thought the same thing. The thing I was impressed by, and I was kind of dialing in, was the fact that he had that little rice burner pulling that big equipment trailer with that tractor on there. I can't believe he didn't use the dually.
Oh,
So
no.
that guy that had the combine in the middle of the field, and I whipped her out on the ditch and went around him.
Yeah.
Down there in the bottoms.
I guess you could take that video. You could take that video and say, "What's wrong with this picture?"
Well, I didn't realize it was twisted till it came out on YouTube, because it wasn't twisted on my phone.
Yeah, sometimes you don't.
Oh,
know
really?
it. Yeah.
Then I couldn't figure out how to
Reorientate it.
Yeah.
Is there a way to fix it on?
You couldn't
Is there a way to
reorientate the
fix it
phone.
on YouTube?
All right. What is the rule on that with your phones? It's either side, is it long ways or upright when you're videoing?
When you're doing shorts, you have to go vertically, right?
Yeah.
Or videos, you can run this way, but I think shorts have to go like this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that right, Melissa?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, mine was a short video. It was only about 3 minutes, I think.
What I do when I make a short, if I create it on my computer, I Bluetooth it back to my phone and upload it. It automatically makes it a short.
I don't know how all that works.
Well, folks, it's been a pleasure. I'm gonna go to bed. I got a long drive tomorrow when I get done, but I sure enjoyed coming on here. Had some time tonight, finally come and do something.
So was there
Have a
much
good
of a
drive,
crowd
Mike.
down there, Mike?
Huh?
Was there much of a crowd of people there? Or?
Yeah, it was a pretty good crowd. I'd say it was at least 150 to 200. I would say.
Okay.
I don't know if their official number. That's what it looked like. It might have been less than 200, but it was pretty good.
I think Michael said that there was 110 tickets sold, if I'm not mistaken, but I'm sure by the time you include staff, vendors, and things like that, you'll probably bump it by a percentage.
Yeah, it might have been. I mean, I'm bad looking at numbers like that, but it looked like a lot of people. But maybe that's my perspective from being up there on stage going, "Oh Lord, what am I going to say?" But
What did you talk about, Mike?
mentoring and beekeeping. Yeah. So,
Did Ryan Williamson? Did he talk while you were able to see him?
so I wanted to see him, but he actually which one? Is that black haired guy with the beard?
No, he's got a beard like I think he's red haired.
Yeah, no, he talks tomorrow, and I didn't. I have to leave. I got to get back.
That was one of the. I wanted go down and see his program, and I seen where he was scheduled on Sunday, and that was when I was gonna
Right.
come back up the road. And I'm like, shoot, ain't no sense of me going, 8 hours down and back.
Yeah, he's speaking Sunday afternoon after lunch, so I'm gonna miss him. I
Yeah,
talked with
see,
him a
that
little
was
bit down here, but the other guy had to cancel. I forget his name. There's a black-haired guy that had to cancel. So, but,
I don't know who
anyway.
that is.
Speaking of that, Charlie, how far, pardon my interruption, how far are you from the Pennsylvania line where you're at?
Me, Pennsylvania line, I'm about 20 minutes. Let's say 30 minutes tops.
There's a bunch of
All right, guys,
Amish
look,
in
I'm out.
my
I'm out,
area.
man. I'll see y'all later.
All right, see you.
See you, Mike.
Hey,
Sorry to
Mike.
interrupt.
See you later, Mike.
Have a good drive, Mike.
All right, thank you.
I'm about 30 minutes to the northeast corner of I guess, the Delta, Pennsylvania area.
Be the northeast corner of Pennsylvania.
Yeah, northeast. If you kind of, I don't know.
You're
It's,
further north than I thought you were then. Or,
yeah, I'm
assumed
pretty.
you were. I assumed you were. I didn't really know.
Yeah, I'm close to Lancaster. I don't know whether you see any like advertisements to come in, the Amish country and all that
Well,
stuff.
that's where there's a lot of Amish been around me. And then I just hauled 2 of them to a horse sale in Kentucky last weekend. And I was asking them, and they said they actually lived in whatever that state is that you're in, Delaware, and but they went to school.
Maryland.
And they went to school in Pennsylvania, but it was just across the river or something.
Yeah, it's all Pennsylvania. I mean, it's right in that area there. Yeah.
That's where they came here about 15.
Yeah, they have a big community in Lancaster, Pennsylvania,
Oh,
which is the county and the city of Lancaster.
That's,
And then it's not really a big city, but it's they call it. And then the other big, I think Brian would know this, is in Ohio. There's a big clan of them in that area too.
it's Mount Hope, Holmes County. I know the area pretty well.
Well, there's
I'm a Yoder toter in my free time.
there's a big Amish community. Half hour, 40 minutes away from where I'm at.
Mhm.
I saw some of them when I was up there a few years ago in Ohio.
Well, like in around Lancaster area there, you have the Mennonites, and then you have the Amish,
Sure.
and then you have us, the English, and it's pretty, it's, I'll say 60% Mennonite probably.
Yeah.
They look like us, but the girls have little white caps on coverings, and you can kind of tell they dress plain, as they call it. They're not flashy dresses and stuff. And the Amish, of course, they got the buggies and all that stuff. And then, we just took some hydraulic cylinders up to an Amish hydraulic fixing place that they do a lot of things besides farm. They have cabinetry. There's a guy I buy some bee boxes from. They're Amish. They'll, I don't know, anything you could think of that's they actually do as far as different types of work. They're no different than us. They just don't have.
I've never seen a bee box built by the Amish that wasn't any good.
Yeah. There's a guy up there. His name is Ike, and he's got a pretty darn good size. He's really growing bee business wise. He's about an hour from my house, and all the saws and stuff run by air. And he has a hauncher, which is a manual that has carbide cutters on it. It's spacings for the finger joints.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a vise there, and he'll put, let's say, 5 sides or 5 in boards for a box, and then that cutter goes up and down like that, and he'll cut all 5 boards at one time. So and then I don't know, like in his one shop, they have upstairs, and if you order their boxes, they nail them together with nails, and they got drilled holes in run on. I think it was probably his wife and daughters and young kids. They were all up there like on a Saturday, and all you hear was bang, 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 bang with the hammers. They were all hammering away, getting boxes made up for everybody. The ones that wanted them assembled. or you can buy them disassembled and stuff like that. And he's got good, decent prices, and he's got quality, like you say about, he does have 3 different grades of boxes and things like that. And I was up there and he kind of took me a tour in his shop, and here's this older Amish guy, and he's making end bars, sawing them, out of a piece where they, made the curve. And I'm like, you can buy a frame for $1, disassembled. Oh yeah. It says we can still make a profit on it. I'm like, all right, whatever. Of course, I guess they don't.
You can't work cheaper than an Amishman.
Yeah, I think so. He works
You can't out cheap them when it comes to work, and they so these are. Yeah.
But it was right after, I think it was right in COVID. They didn't mask up or do anything with the COVID. Mm-hmm. And I went up there to get boxes. It was a Saturday. Oh, you got to come up a little early. We're having a bee meeting. And I'm like, man, I want to go to this bee meeting so bad. I said, I've never been to an Amish bee meeting. And there were some English people there too, that were going to that bee meeting. And I said, do you have a speaker? No speakers. I guess they all kind of get up as a collective and just talk about stuff. But there was quite a few people there. I still want to go.
In an old school Amish, what I call them old school Amish, the horse and buggy ones, the Mennonites, they drive vehicles, but the old school horse and buggy, I never seen any of them. They all keep a few bees, but I never seen any of them that treated. I'm not saying they don't, but I never seen one that treated.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hey, I'm going to hop out here in a second. You all have a good night. I'm going to be watching.
Night, Brian.
See you, Brian.
I got to get back here some things, and I got the pressure cooker going and stuff like that. So wrap up.
Don't take the blowtorch to your bee smoker.
JW, I'm going to remember that. I appreciate you telling me that.
My tip for tonight.
Mm. Yeah. You guys all take care.
See you later.
See you.
Yeah, I'm ducking out of here too. I
had some questions for you, by the way.
You always
I knew that was coming.
That's a private joke, man.
I got one. I have time for one question. Go ahead, JW.
No, I'm not going to. You've hurt my feelings now. I'm not going to.
Hey, JW, see if you can get him to hang in here for like 10 or 15 more minutes.
Yeah, like you always do.
Hey, this is my bedtime here even. I usually start turning into a pumpkin at 10.
Yep.
Well,
what happened over tonight, didn't we?
Yeah, what happened tonight?
Joey just kept on letting them blabber. They's all after me. After I brought off the re-ed tour, I couldn't get them reorientated.
Hey, be careful. You're going to trigger Brad. Be careful.
Just don't talk about Chinese hive tools at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God. Why do we even come on these chats?
Nobody listens to you, Brad.
You're just tormenting me.
Well, if you don't have any more questions, JW, I'm going to get out of here.
Okay, buddy. Good night.
I got a question for you.
Okay, Brad. What's that?
No, I didn't really have a question.
Oh, right. Charlie, how about you, Charlie?
I'm good.
Tom?
I'll just text you if I got something to ask you.
Okay. What about you, Mr. Ross?
I'm good.
All right. Well, I have questions for all
I
of you.
remembered what it was.
Oh, well, what?
No, that wasn't it.
Okay.
Where would you have been had I not stopped you?
Well, I got questions for all of you, but I won't do that tonight.
All right.
Come on now.
That's another night. All right.
You can do that when you do your fuzzy bee thing here in a week or so again.
I still have to talk to Brian about that. The late night bee love with West Coast honey daddies.
Yeah. Fuzzy bee lovers.
Hilarious.
Oh boy, I like it.
Oh shoot.
You'll get a whole new crowd on that title.
Yeah. I'll talk to you guys. I'll talk to you guys later.
See you.
Oh, wait, tri-tip. Wait a minute. Okay, time out. I know something about this.
Uh-oh.
It's really good. You have to smoke it Well, you don't have to smoke it. You barbecue it. But internal temperature, do yourself a favor, pull it off at 137 degrees. You can't go-
137.
What are you eating?
Tri-tip.
Tri-tip. And that comes off the lower sirloin, don't it?
It's called top block. It's the top part of the sirloin.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
top part of the lower, or
Lower part of the top or top of the lower or sideways from that. If you're
Now you're confusing.
JW taking a picture of the cow, you turn it sideways.
I'm actually, or my son's doing it for me. I'm actually smoking brisket tonight and
Oh,
tomorrow.
Oh, there you go.
yes, sir.
But anyway, tri-tip is a good cut, but it's not everywhere. It's mainly on this side of the country.
It's a California cut. I looked it up yesterday. I Googled them.
That's exactly what it
It
is.
was-
It's the cheap meat on the it's the
They
cheap
did.
meat.
That's exactly right. They didn't know what to do with it, but it started with. I'm from Santa Maria on the Central Coast. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Yeah. All right. And it was started in the 1800s. The vaqueros that were running cattle through there, they would dig a hole and they would put that particular part of meat in there to barbecue. But they would only use, and I can't remember if I think it's red oak, because red oak is indigenous to that area. And then they would use just red oak, and that smoke and flavor from the red oak it was wild.
I figured that's what they cut off to feed the workers when they was cooking for everybody else.
I think that's what it was, but it's turned into something bigger now. But it's really good. If you go to barbecues over there, like there's some organized ones where they have that tri-tip. They put it on like a 1-inch. It's not rebar, but it's just a big long steel skewer, and they'll put about 30 chunks of meat on each skewer, and they'll have about 10 or 15 skewers that goes across a pit, and that pit's been burning with red oak for probably 7 or 8 hours. So they burn it down to coals and then they barbecue. It's a whole thing. It's awesome. Yeah. And
Be
just
careful,
in case you guys ever go to Santa Maria, there's only the traditional tri-tip barbecue dinner is tri-tip, Paquinto beans, which Paquinto beans are grown in that valley, salad, garlic bread, and then you get a little dish of salsa that you could either put on the meat, or you can put on the meat and the beans, or you can put it on the beans, or you don't have to put it on anything.
I'm getting hungry.
I know, right? Gosh.
Heck, you can get that same meal at about any Mexican restaurant around here. They use that cheap cut meat.
Yeah.
It ain't cheap anymore. I'm telling you, it's expensive now.
I said cheap cut meat. I didn't say it was cheap.
Hey, Todd, that's just like a brisket, right?
No, brisket's a whole different ballgame.
No. What I'm saying is, saying for the value, people when they didn't know how to cook it didn't want it.
Oh,
but now that people know how to cook that, I mean, brisket's a pretty expensive chunk of meat right now.
Yeah.
Everything is.
Yeah.
That every piece of that of a cow is expensive.
I know a guy in Texas that cooks brisket for a lot of different people, and he stays full of orders all the time cooking.
Oh
brisket.
That man, brisket is so good. It is. It's really, 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 really good.
Recipe for it? What's your recipe for it? Brisket. I want to know what you do. You ever smoke one?
No, sir. I have never smoked a brisket. That's one thing I've never barbecued. I've barbecued a lot of stuff, but never a brisket. Mainly because it takes 12 hours or 16 hours or whatever.
18, do it right.
I
don't get them too hot.
That's after the prep.
No.
Yeah.
After all the prep.
Yeah, I don't.
I just use salt and pepper is all I use for prepping one.
Yeah.
Melissa's dad and mom cook really good.
If I'm feeling really gassy, I'll throw a little barbecue powder on it. So, or barbecue garlic powder.
All right. Well,
I'm going to have to put a
And I
warning
got one more question
on
here about
other
the
lives. We talk about bees and anything else. We're going to talk about bees, beef, and anything else.
Hey, we can start a new chat just about beef. This one interests me
Yeah.
quite a lot. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet you if you put that tidbit out there or tri-tip or whatever you call it,
Tri-tip.
yeah, the bees won't even swarm it.
Oh,
Hey, Joey, where do you get this guy from anyway?
yeah.
I don't
I'm
know.
just saying.
You brought him over. I don't know.
He's at the Sistine Chapel in Rome right now. That's
I
where
know,
he's
right?
at. He could say anything he wants. He's in a good spot.
He is. He can repent easily if he gets out of, for sure. Tidbit, Todd like that, or not like that.
Tidbit
One
of the
too.
tri-tip.
The tri-tips, what he's trying to tell you.
Tidbit. All right. I'll make sure I burn your hot dogs and your hamburgers when I'm over there, JW.
Okay, buddy.
That's
Good
the
to
only way
see
you can
ya.
choke down a hot
I'm
dog.
gonna let you go now. I've got you
It's hard to
spelled
mess
out.
up a hot dog.
They were fighting words if you're in Santa Maria, so you better watch it.
Hey, just remember when you come to St. Louis, we got to come up with some good barbecuing recipes so we can get some beef going on. We're gonna
And I
make
come
our
up
own
with-
dinner every night.
And I come up with the
You got to.
a new name for your live chat.
Okay, what is it?
I'd call it Brian and Old Limberneck.
I don't know.
I don't know. Gilby
Hey.
just gave up.
Listen, he's starting to get orange, you guys. We need to let him go to bed, okay?
Gilby doesn't give up.
You better get us off here before I make the whole world mad.
I know. He's amazingly mad at us.
Nightbot going to kick him out.
Oh
Gilby
man!
gave up. He's like, I don't know.
All right, I'm writing all this stuff down, JW. So you.
Good night, y'all.
All right, I'll see you guys later. Have a good
All
Sunday.
right.
See you,
Take
Todd.
care.
See ya.
Before you go.
I think I'm going to go ahead and end the chat.
That
Good
might be
idea.
smart on your
We've
part.
already been
I'm starting to feel a little
2
risky.
hours and 46 minutes, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Good
been
idea.
a good one, though. Still a lot of people on. Appreciate all y'all over in the chat.
Beef talk.
Good night, everybody.
See you go.